Welcome to the real world. The next real world commentary is here.
That's right, this is it. We're doing it.
Avengers Age of Ultron. Everyone's talking about Ultron right now because James Spader has just been announced to return to the role he made famous in 2015.
That's right.
In the new Vision series.
Vision Quest.
On Disney+.
That's right.
So, what we've
right
decided to do is jump in with Avengers Age of Ultron. We're 3 seconds in. If you want to sync up with us, we're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, the MCU logo.
It's evolved many times over the years.
It has. It's changed a lot more, I think, than people realize.
Yeah. And
seeing this older logo is kind of funny, actually.
I kind of like this one the best, still. I think.
It's pretty great.
So, this movie...
So, you've seen this movie 5 times, and it's your favorite movie?
5 times in the theater.
And it's your favorite movie?
Since the theater, I've probably seen it at least 5 more times. I didn't tell you, I actually watched this last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a movie that, you know, the anticipation... The hype that was built. I mean, you got to remember going back to...
Well, I just rewatched Winter Soldier before this.
Well, going back to the early days of the MCU, you know, Phase 1 was unlike anything we'd ever experienced. It was fantastic. I kind of still long for the days of Phase 1 again. Like, I loved Phase 1. All those movies, I think, are great.
This sweeping oneer is pretty amazing.
This is an incredible oneer. And...
Use your hammer.
It just delivered. I mean, this movie... It had everything we want. That's a bad CGI moment. But there's a couple of those in this. But for the most part, the CGI in this is fantastic. This budget. Do you want to guess the budget of this movie?
I have no clue.
It's one of the most expensive films ever made.
Billions of dollars, I guess.
$365 million to make this movie. Just this one shot, it seems like it's $300 million. Look at that. The whole team.
$300 million just to get those actors in one room now.
Yeah, exactly. RDJ's contract renegotiation was half the budget. But this movie... Line. Yeah, there it is.
Iconic language line that
great moment.
Is now called back to every time someone says a bad language word.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm relatively nihilistic about this.
I know you are. This movie, to me, is so fun. I have a blast with it every time I watch it. It has plenty of problems. But we'll get into those. But this opening scene is not one of them.
No, this is great.
This is the team working. This is what we had always wanted to see, right? I mean, this is coming off of the Battle of New York, which of course is fantastic. This is what we wanted to see: the Avengers working together, taking out some bad guys as a team. They're all friends. They're all friendly. They've got quippy banter.
It's very silly that Black Widow and Hawkeye are still on the team.
I love it, though. They're great, and they're utilized very well here. Like, Hawkeye's just, like, shooting arrows and hiding behind trees, like, he's not trying to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
And then this, of course, introducing Sokovia, introducing, the remnants of Hydra.
Sure.
Coming off of, like you just mentioned, Winter Soldier, Hydra Falls.
Yeah, the Winter Soldier post-credit scene is basically, leads right into this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I like Thomas Kretschmann a lot.
The Avengers.
Yeah, that's a good moment. Thomas Kretschmann, this German actor, playing Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, who's a big villain in the comics. I mean, he's a guy like the Avengers face off against several times in the comic books. And he's just a really good actor, plays the part well. I like his monocle. It's kind of a modern-looking monocle. Maybe if they did Penguin's monocle in the Batman Part 2, it could look kind of like this. I don't know.
I like... this has nothing to do with this movie, but Penguin's monocle, I like what they do with that in Arkham Asylum. It's actually like a shard of glass that's stuck in his eye.
Right.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But hammer drones, baby! We got the hammer drones!
Yeah, basically
Marines!
Basically is.
I love that.
He totally stole Hammer's idea.
Stole Hammer's idea of having the drones.
He calls them the Iron Legion now.
Iron Legion.
The Legionnaires.
Which really, they should all look like Ultron.
Which, that's a ripoff of DC Comics right there. The Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah, superheroes.
I like the acid bomb they throw at it. The thing is...
Graffiti's so great, too.
I love that. The twins. Can we talk about the twins for a second?
You know what's funny?
This commentary's all over the place.
Yeah, I know. We're very scatterbrained, but
there's so much I want
I
to
tell you.
about.
I gotta tell you the story real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we watched the post-credit scene to Captain America: The Winter Soldier,
Yes, for the first time.
Yeah. With Dad.
Yes.
We watched it and we were waiting to see like Dad's reaction to this. And it built up to Strucker being in the facility, being like, "We still have the twins."
Yeah.
And it pans over to Wanda and Pietro, and
Right.
they're in their cages doing their crazy weird stuff.
Right.
And I just look over to Dad, and as soon as it ends, he goes, "What are they? The Wonder Twins?"
Oh, I love it. The Wonder Twins.
So good.
That's great.
I kind of wish they were.
It's kind of... They kind of could be... This is a cool way to do the Wonder Twins, in a way. Like, they did them in Smallville in a cool way. But no, Wonder Twins are DC. This is a Marvel movie, so they don't have the rights to those characters. They didn't have the rights to Pietro and Wanda Maximoff.
That's right.
They shared the rights with Fox.
At the time, Fox still existed.
But they found a loophole because they were Avengers members.
That's right. They were.
So they were able to use them.
Although so was Wolverine, so whatever.
And then X-Men used him, of course, in Days of Future Past the year before this.
Sure.
And everyone loved that Quicksilver.
Yeah.
This Quicksilver is way more comic accurate.
Yeah, this one dies immediately.
First of all, he's European, not American.
It's true.
He's got a sister.
Although this one's not related to Magneto at all.
Well, not that we know.
No.
They could be adopted. Great moments like this. I love, the new tech. The new tech that Tony has upgraded them with. The magnets with
Thankfully,
the
he hasn't given them all Iron Man armor.
Yes, they didn't take it that far, which is good. I love this moment because it calls back to Avengers 1, but if you don't know that callback, then it's still just a cool moment.
Teamwork.
Them using their powers together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah, their banter and their kind of co-worker mentality is really fun.
Really good.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite Iron Man sequences.
Yeah.
That scene. Him with the little rockets. I know he does it in Iron Man 1 too.
Yeah.
His infiltration. Again,
it's callbacks, but it's new.
Him out of the suit and
yeah.
His whole infiltration
Sentry mode.
Yeah. This is so much of what I think of as you could do so many cool things with Iron Man.
100%.
This is the
so many great ideas here
because he's able to be Tony Stark and be Iron Man because this version of the character is both.
100%.
There's no alter ego really with any of these characters.
Yep. Love it.
Which I see as an overall detriment to the MCU that there's no secret identities, but.
Yeah,
taking advantage of that in a way that
still
works.
Has secret identity.
Taking advantage of that in a way that works, I think, is cool.
I agree.
And they managed to do that.
Yep.
Is there too many jokes?
No. The thing about it is it's all character driven. It's Tony playing off of the serious stuff, or it's it works for me. It works. This is something this movie brings in that's interesting, that doesn't work for everyone. I don't hate it, but I don't really love it either. Is the Hulk and Banner, or Hulk and Natasha thing, the Banner and Nat relationship?
Sorry, did you say you don't like it?
I'm of two minds on it because I think it's interesting. I think it makes sense, especially coming off of Avengers 1. She's the one who goes and recruits him, and he, of course, violently attacks her, and he feels bad about that, and so they have sort of a connection in Avengers 1, and them kind of playing that up here was an interesting way to go with it, and it's unique, and I'm always, as a comic book fan, looking for how are they going to surprise me, because I know all the comics, I know all the comic book stories, I don't just want those on the screen. I want to be surprised as an audience member.
That's such a great transformation.
It is fantastic.
That was one of the best Banner transformations I've ever seen.
It looks incredible.
That was the most seamless thing ever.
It's amazing. It really is. What are your thoughts on it?
Special effects have come such a long way from Willow. Willow's an amazing effect.
know,
That's
it
one of,
is.
like, the first Transmorpher effects.
For sure.
And that's, like, incredible. My thoughts on Black Widow and Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
Don't really care.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't feel either way about it.
To me, Bruce Banner is so connected to Betty Ross.
I know.
That's like
couldn't
the
get
whole
Liv
point.
Tyler back.
That was a great reverse shot.
I know, I like that. They make Scarlet Witch very creepy in this.
Yeah, and they bring that back in
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse
baby.
of Madness,
Sam Raimi.
Doctor Strange 2.
Yes.
Which I appreciate. I love that stuff.
I do too. I think it's great.
She's a very creepy character.
And here, another thing I wanted to talk about with this movie, it's a sequel, obviously. It's
Wait a second.
it's.
I don't think I picked up on this.
What? Chitauri?
Hydra is making Ultron?
No, this is Chitauri stuff.
Those were
Avengers
Ultrons, dude. Those were
they're
legit.
just-
No. Those were Ultrons.
No,
Yes.
they were just Chitauri.
Those were not
stuff.
Chitaris.
It was Chitauri.
That was
it
Ultron.
Chitauri gear.
Dude, I'm telling you, right now, I just saw it. That was Ultron. His Ultron drones from later in the movie, that was them.
Okay. Maybe
What the heck?
Maybe they've stolen some of Tony's tech too.
I just don't know why they would design that. Oh, I love this shot. It's so
This
cool.
is incredible, and this is cool too because this really is foreshadowing, right? I mean, of Infinity War.
Well,
Endgame.
thankfully, they ended his arc completely from Iron Man 3. I say that sarcastically because I love Iron Man 3. So this is just a rehash completely of his trauma.
And that's the thing about this movie is it does things that I wish it hadn't done because it does kind of undo.
Well, it doesn't even undo; it just redoes what was done in
Yeah.
all of their individual movies.
Right. Yeah, Winter Soldier's undone by the end of this. Iron Man 3's undone by the beginning of this. I guess Thor is fine because nothing really happens in Dark World. To Thor.
No, that's not true.
To Thor.
Dark World's one
to
of my
Loki.
favorite Thor movies.
To Loki. That's a Loki movie. It should have been called Loki Dark World because it's Loki's movie.
That's debatable.
Thor doesn't have an arc in that film.
That's not true. It's not true. Thor has an arc. You just need to watch it again.
I guess. But what I was saying was, as a sequel...
Thor has no arc in this movie. Thor has nothing to do at all in this movie.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the movie as a sequel kind of works. Mm-hmm. It builds on the relationships built in the first Avengers film and all of that. And it stands alone fairly well. Like, it introduces everyone in that opening we just saw pretty well.
To me, if you're going to open it with the title Age of Ultron, you should have teased Ultron.
I agree. I hate titles like that before... Like, who's Ultron? We don't know. Like,
doesn't matter.
It's just...
It doesn't matter until the end of the movie.
Another thing is, the title is not good.
Is
it is not in Age of Ultron. He's in charge of the world for like a week. Give me a break.
I think if they had made it...
Here's my alternate titles.
Okay.
One is a line Banner's about to say when they get into the lab. Rage of Ultron. Which it is a perfect title. Rage of Ultron. Great title.
Okay.
Sums up his character completely.
Sure.
Another title is something Ultron himself says. The Avengers Extinction.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a perfect title.
Sure.
Sums up the movie in multiple ways.
Sure. Yeah.
But they don't consult me on these things, unfortunately. I like the scene. Banner has the headphones on.
He's got the beats.
We're hearing what he's listening to, the opera music throughout that scene.
You got to get the beats on.
And then,
not sure what's going on with Thor's wardrobe right now, but...
Well, he just had to take off the armor and the cape.
He took off his entire costume.
This is his casual
No one else
look.
took off their costumes.
He's casual right now. Casual Thor.
Did he undress in the middle of everyone? It's kind of
probably
kind of gross.
He just took his armor off. He's got that's his undershirt. It's like an undershirt. It's like Under Armour.
Norse mythological gods don't usually wear Under Armour, but that's fine.
It's not Under Armour. It's leather. It's a leather vest. It's a leather Asgardian vest made in Valhalla. So this is obviously picking up the scepter idea that Loki had the scepter that he was given to by this guy Thanos. We saw at the post-credit scene of the first Avengers movie. And then we saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. And what this movie's trying to do is set up Infinity War while also telling a story about Ultron.
No.
And Tony Stark's
Wrong.
hubris.
Correct.
And
It's about Tony Stark. This movie's not about Ultron.
well, what I'm saying is Ultron is the character through which we explore Tony Stark's hubris.
I don't necessarily consider Ultron a character.
Oh, I 100% do. I 100% do. Although, he's a different type of character in that he's an extension of Tony Stark.
Sure.
He is Tony's alter ego, his dark side, if you will.
It's his fear manifested.
Correct.
It's basically what...
It's him taking his idea too far of armor around the world.
Yeah, piece at a time.
Right.
Yeah. I see that.
What do you think about Maria Hill in this role as kind of an Avengers liaison?
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Because there's no S.H.I.E.L.D., thankfully.
Right.
S.H.I.E.L.D. was disbanded in Winter Soldier.
Correct.
There's no reason for S.H.I.E.L.D. to ever return.
No.
Because S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra, it all goes.
Yeah.
And we just put the final nail in the coffin of Hydra forever.
Right.
So Hydra will never return.
Right.
And S.H.I.E.L.D. will never come back
Right.
in any form whatsoever. Thankfully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because there are consequences to things.
Yes.
That's what makes
things change.
That's what makes us want to keep watching.
Yes.
Because there's consequences to our actions.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully. No, they're gonna undo all that by the end of the movie. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Undo everything.
It's a
Undo
mess.
everything
The movie has such potential, and it does so many things right. And it really drops the ball in other areas. And it's mostly studio meddling. It's mostly producers coming in and saying, "Hey, we got to set up Infinity War. Hey, we've got to make sure this is in place for this thing. We're going to do that there, so this needs to be moved here." It's
It's a cool transitional
it's a
shot.
mess. It is, the cinematography. Ben Davis did the cinematography. He also shot one of our favorite looking MCU movies, Eternals.
Ooh.
This guy is a fantastic
Who's
cinematographer.
the cinematographer for Eternals?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Ben
amazing.
Davis. He's done several MCU movies. They all look fantastic. This movie looks so much better than the first Avengers movie.
That's for sure.
To me, this movie does everything that first Avengers movie does better.
Okay.
Everything.
That's
Characters,
an interesting point.
action, effects, story.
Okay.
It's a little messier, but I would much rather watch this than the first Avengers movie. Much rather.
Yeah. So this is I think a cool plot device that they managed to introduce and come back. It comes back later in a meaningful way because this is the machine that gives us vision eventually.
True. Yeah.
It manages to create human tissue.
Yep.
Synthetically.
Yep.
Very interesting. I like that Bruce Banner's being a scientist. This science lady,
Helen Cho.
she should probably be a more prominent character. I'm thinking like Betty or something.
Maybe. I mean,
Imagine-
look,
but
I'm all for bringing in new characters to make the world bigger. Don't just bring in the same characters over and
But
over
if you
and
have
over.
a character who's already significant to Bruce Banner to be working with him in a science lab, why not use that character?
Yeah. I don't know. Couldn't give Liv Tyler. I mean, she's expensive.
I get it.
don't know.
I mean, I understand. If I was Liv Tyler, I wouldn't want to be an Age of Ultron either.
Dodged a bullet with that one.
No Ed Norton. Sorry, I'm not in it.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that when I was watching this the other night. I was like, man, what if this was Ed Norton? How different would it be?
So
and
different.
how similar would it be?
I think it'd be very different.
It's a unique take,
I will say, this is probably my favorite Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
Oh, 100%.
Is this movie.
100% agree with that.
It's pretty great.
He's perfectly balanced
And
between...
this Science Bros relationship, I really wish was a part of Iron Man 3.
Other than the post-credit
Other
scene.
than the post-credit scene.
Right.
Having just a little bit with them throughout the movie would have been really cool.
But then it becomes an Iron Man Hulk team-up movie. And
That's
it's
fine.
kind of like,
That's fine. Every other Phase 2 movie is.
Yeah, it's true.
Every other one is.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier is Captain America teams up with Black Widow and
Right.
Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Thor: The Dark World is Thor teams up with... He
Loki.
should have teamed up with Hawkeye, in my opinion. But,
That would have been cool.
yeah, Phase 2 should have all been the team-up movies,
Yeah.
the team-up sequels.
Drop the ball for sure on that, Marvel. I mean, really every movie should be in some way a team-up. because there's so many superheroes now. There's no reason for a superhero to have to face anything alone.
Certainly any movie that takes place in New York, because pretty much every character lives in New York.
Right. This is great. Great dialogue, a great walk and talk scene.
Yeah, and I love the lighting changes from moment to moment.
They're fantastic. Look at this shot. I mean, who thinks to set up that shot? I mean, that's just so cool.
Well, it's pretty
unique.
Pretty economical to give us the geographical layout of the building.
Yes, very important later.
In the background of every shot.
I love that Black Widow just walked by.
Yeah, that's great.
Why? I mean,
she's going to do something else.
Yeah, because she lives there. I mean, this is great.
Do they live here? I don't think any of them live here.
Oh, Cap definitely lives here. He talks to Falcon about that in the next scene.
Okay.
Suit of armor around the world. This whole...
Sounds like a cold world.
Yeah. I've seen colder. And this is really starts Tony on his trajectory to what we eventually get in Endgame. I mean, really...
Well, I think it culminates in Civil War first.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Because his ultimate existential fear is really Thanos.
Right.
Thanos is the personification of his fear of invasion.
Not being able to protect the world from that threat.
Right.
And that's why he's creating Ultron right now, is because he doesn't know how to stop that. An alien invasion, he has that line, "I'm just a man in a can."
He does, he does in this movie everything that he does in Iron Man 2. In Iron Man 2, he realizes, I should give Pepper control of the company.
Well, Iron Man 2 is more of, I'm going to die.
Sure, well, yeah, but just follow my thinking for a second, because he says, I should give Pepper Stark Industries, because she's been the one helping me along this whole time.
Yeah.
And this is like, I should give Jarvis the responsibility of doing this stuff.
Yep.
Because Jarvis has been helping me this whole time.
Yeah.
So, the Jarvis-Ultron combination, I think is actually a pretty cool idea.
I do too. I like it a lot. I think it works very well. And Paul Bettany's just fantastic as both Jarvis and Vision. And then James Spader, who we're hearing right now, he's so well cast because he has that dry, sardonic, humorous kind of bent to his, performance that just is a perfect reflection of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
Totally, yeah.
And this was a cool way to visualize the AIs.
Yeah, digital interface.
Yeah, it's a cool look.
It's pretty neat. It's all POV, first person. You are Ultron, learning about the past phase of the MCU.
Right. Downloading Phase 1, the Marvel Cinematic
Universe. Binging Phase 1, getting caught up.
I just downloaded Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know.
And did you see that shot?
Which one?
The shot that we just saw of Tony telling Banner.
Yeah, Peace in Our Time.
Peace in Our Time. From Ultron's perspective. From Jarvis's perspective.
Correct.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was and it's like a blink and you'll miss it moment. But they had to set up a whole other camera.
Coverage.
It's wow, they really... That was
this,
cool.
I understand, you want to show us that he's attacking Jarvis, but
right.
I don't think that would show up on the holographic display. That display is just a manifestation of what these things can do, what these programs are capable of.
Good point.
But whatever. Love the Veterans Hall.
Yeah, this is a great
party
moment.
I wish there were more superheroes here.
Well, I mean, Falcon and War Machine are both here.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I think they did a pretty good job.
But superheroes we have never met before.
Oh, just you're saying we could be introduced to Doctor Strange here or something.
Well, that's kind of a character that's too big, but I'm thinking little
hometown
heroes.
You're talking about cameos. Yeah. Like little background cameos.
Sure.
Like one of the members of Alpha Flight or something in the background.
Sure, something like that. Yeah. Or a blind...
I guess any of these people could be.
Just
in their civilian clothes. We don't know.
Yeah. Have a blind lawyer sitting in a corner somewhere.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah.
Or some kind of little references to stuff like that.
How do you feel about this?
I heard Hulk's cousin is here.
How do you feel about this moment where basically they explain to the audience where Jane and Pepper are? Does it feel awkward? Does it feel like it's necessary? Does it feel...
Well,
I don't know. I've always kind of been...
Jane's absence
Yeah.
has always been the greatest weakness
Yeah.
of Thor's arc.
Right.
She is such a critical part to his character in Dark World and in the first Thor movie.
It's true.
And the fact that she's not in Ragnarok and she's not in this,
Yeah.
and she's not in Avengers,
Right.
is
They
just
explain it away like...
is just
like
shocking.
we took her to a safe location. Remember in that first Avengers movie?
Now
Phil
I
Coulson
love
called them
Anthony
all?
Mackie.
Anthony Mackie is
He's
the
got
man.
the orange juice! There's a running joke. You know all about this because we came up with this.
It's our joke.
It's our joke.
Inside joke.
Yes, that's
no one
right.
else knows.
And it is that Anthony Mackie is able to be Falcon, to be Captain America, to basically be superhuman
Yeah.
because he drinks so much orange juice. Orange juice is his super soldier serum.
Yep.
And we come up with this because in Winter Soldier, every time he's drinking something, it's some kind of orange liquid.
There he is. Hey, it's Stan the Manly.
Stan the Man, there
we
he is.
miss Stan, you know. Lost him a few years ago.
That's right.
But, man, I'm so glad he did all these cameos.
Excelsior.
That's...
I'm
is
not
that
sure
the
why
only
there's
cameo
other...
where he says his
not
iconic
sure.
motto?
No, I'm sure he says it somewhere else.
I don't know.
I'm not sure why those other two guys were just standing there. This feels clunky to me.
Yeah.
It feels awkward in a way I think it's not trying to be awkward.
I don't know.
I mean, Banner himself
Banner's
is
always
awkward.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like her performance is
She's
too
coming on a little
phony.
too strong.
It's
I
a
feel
little,
like why? Why?
It's a little too phony.
I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't get...
Because we've like Cap says earlier on, we've seen her flirt
Yeah,
before.
well, he's about to say it.
Yeah, we've seen her flirt before.
Yeah.
And it's not like this.
No.
So I understand wanting to distinguish her actual interest in someone from her,
Yeah.
like, messing around.
Right.
But I don't know. It still feels kind of weird.
Yeah. Again, it's a side of her we haven't seen, so maybe that's why.
And I think this also is helped by the fact that she recruited Banner initially.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Kind of set up their
Right.
relationship
Right.
earlier on.
That's why I don't hate it. I don't really know if it totally works. It's a great set too. This is really incredible. I mean, the production design is just off the chain.
Yeah, I'm glad they blow it all up too. It's pretty cool.
And also, another thing about the cinematography, it's all shot in beautiful anamorphic widescreen,
That's right.
which is, usually how movies should be made. I'm not saying all movies should be made this way, but it's how I like my movies to look, typically. I believe it was shot on film, too. Looks just so good.
I appreciate that the characters are still wearing their colors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
And you would think if you were Bruce Banner, you would never want to wear green.
Right.
But it works.
This is such a good moment.
This is terrific. Everyone points to this as like the standout moments that we want to see from these characters. I don't know why it has drumsticks. There's no drum set anywhere around here. But it's
Some
fine.
people, well, there might be a drum set somewhere. You don't know. You haven't seen the whole facility.
There's a drum set in Hawkeye's room.
He's a drummer.
He's a drummer. He's a drummer and an archer, just like me. I do both of those
That's
things.
it. This is great. This is just... It's so fun to see these characters doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is how you do a movie version of a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to be relatable. You want them to be likable and do things that you would do. Like as a comic book fan, you always think about, oh, could I lift Thor's hammer? Oh,
Sure.
could I?
Yeah,
what if
yeah.
I had, Iron Man's gauntlet? What if, stuff like that. That's just.
Yeah.
it
I'm not
really
sure if
is
having the
fun.
gauntlet on would really make their...
Well, it has little. If you notice,
the repulsors.
yeah, it has the little repulsor blasts that are trying to lift it off.
Nice try, Bruce.
Yeah, the Bruce Hulk out gag is a funny moment. No one laughs because everyone's actually scared. I love that. It barely moves. Setting up Endgame, but setting up Endgame in a way that isn't dumb. Setting up a moment, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think he can lift it here and he's just not?
That's
He's
what
just
most people
deciding not to
theorize.
lift it?
I actually think he tried to lift it. I think he's not worthy yet.
I
don't think he's worthy
I think
yet.
he's too honest to lie to everyone that he can't lift it.
Yeah, I agree. Great moment. And then the movie begins right here. I mean, this is
Yeah,
where
why wasn't the opening scene the party?
Yeah, I agree.
Open with the party, and then after
you want to
this,
start with an action scene. I get it.
After this horror, this horrific, like
you have to set up them getting the scepter and all that.
So good. The special effect is amazing.
So this is a performance capture. James Spader on set.
What?
Yep.
This is James Spader?
This is James Spader on set.
That's amazing.
As Ultron. He was on set as Ultron through most of the film. His performance is so good. It's creepy. It's weird. It's off-putting, but it's funny too, and it's just such a great mix.
Yeah, he behaves a lot like Tony Stark would.
Yeah, but
in
like,
this spot.
Again, he's like a newborn, so he's like he's learning and still.
He's not a physical being, right. So existing in a physical world is weird for him.
Yeah. This is great. However, I like how they react too. They don't just start swinging away. They're like, "What's going on?" They're trying to figure out like, "Is this one of Tony's things? What's going on? How should we approach this?" And then, boom! There we go. The Iron Legion.
Cap with the shield action.
Yeah, he's always got a shield.
Tables,
shield, whatever he can use.
Very defensive fighter.
It's great that I like that Tony and Rhodey both jump up to go for their suits.
Yeah.
And they're both taken out first because Ultron knows those guys are
doing his Jason Bourne stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
Boo! Awkward garbage. Oh, that was kind of an awkward, clunky effect.
Yeah. When it's robots, I don't mind it as much because they're robots. They're kind of clunky. Anyway.
It just looks too perfect.
Yeah, I agree. But they're robots. They're supposed to be perfect. This is a great moment.
Some of these insert shots are really great.
Yeah, they really are.
Of the little explosions.
Uh-huh. I quizzed my wife on how many characters have held Cap Shield or used Cap Shield. Not just held it.
Okay.
Touched it. Do you know the number?
How many characters have used it? Let's see if I can run through them real quick. Obviously, Cap.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson. We've got. Pretty sure Tony's held it.
Here's about to be another one. There he goes.
Hawkeye,
baby. Yes.
Thanks a
lot of people forget that one.
Yeah.
That's the one that she couldn't remember. Because.
So what is it, like 5?
Yeah, because Nat uses it later too.
And Winter Soldier, of course.
Yeah.
See, Thor, it's nice when you have a weapon other people can use. Although I guess Black Widow never really hands her guns to anyone.
Not usually.
Hawkeye
doesn't take the bow.
No one wants to use Hawkeye's bow.
No one can.
It's kind of silly.
It's the only one who can do it. Great moment. Just destroy him.
It's a very went for the head moment.
Yeah. It's a very Thor moment.
A lot of these Avengers movies are basically the same movie.
In some ways.
I'm kidding. See? The Ultron bots exist.
Okay.
See? They're already Ultrons. I don't know why
they were robots. I think they were just building robots.
Well, they look like Ultron.
Well, I think Ultron looks like them. They came first. He just happened to go into their bodies.
Sure. It's so
they look like
the reason I say it's silly is because the reason Ultron looks the way Ultron looks is because in the comics, Ant-Man helped design Ultron and gave him ant antennas.
Correct.
To make him look like an ant.
Yeah.
Because the idea was we're going to have an ant farm of Ultrons that are shrunken down robots.
Yep.
But
is she clipping her toenails?
Yeah, in the middle, right after a big fight. Jarvis is dead.
That's what it looked like.
I think she literally is.
Noticed
she literally is.
No, she's stitching herself up.
I think it's just the actress.
Kobe Smulders was just like, "Hey guys, I really need some nail clippers today."
How sad is it that Maria Hill's dead?
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about Secret
It's
Invasion.
true.
It never happened.
She died.
I know.
I can't believe it.
So this is the line where Banner says, "This is rage," which is again what I would have titled the film, "Rage of Ultron."
Thor, by the way, doesn't have to take his costume off. We saw that he can suit up magically by wielding the hammer. We've seen that happen
But
many times.
I don't think he can take it off with the hammer. That's the problem.
Of course he can. Of course he can. It's magical
Wouldn't
armor.
that be terrible? That's the only thing he can't do. He has to physically remove it.
Someone help me get out of this clunky suit.
He can put it on, but he can't take it off.
No, because doesn't Odin take it off of him with magic?
Yeah, he does. Only Odin can do that, though. Odin's dead.
He has to summon the Bifrost every time he wants to take his costume off.
This is another great conversation, and I like it, but
Our
again,
little
it's another
Civil War
thing.
preemptive.
Yes, it's building Civil War. So it's you can set up things organically in a movie, but there are other things this movie does, which again we'll get to. Thor's whole, subplot that are so awkward.
Oh, you mean
and
the hot
feel
tub,
so
the hot tub time machine?
out of place that it just feels strange in a very bad way.
Yeah, I think the reason that this works is because it's character based.
All character based, all about the story that we're in now. It's just they're having a disagreement about this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they'll
They'll have another bigger disagreement later, which is another great scene.
have an actual fight later.
But, the dialogue in this is just really
I
good.
kind of wish that the Avengers didn't fight in this movie. Seeing them fight each other, it's like, that is so Avengers 1. That is like a day one of meeting.
Well, what I kind of like about the Avengers as a team, always, is they're always fighting. They're never getting along, really. They're not supposed to be a team.
They're a team of individuals.
They're just individual superheroes who are like, hey, we teamed up once, that worked, so I guess we'll keep doing that because it's good for the world.
Yeah.
But their personalities are always clashing. Always.
That's why they have no uniforms. They don't have any kind of
Exactly.
uniform
They're not
costumes.
the X-Men.
Yeah, the X-Men are so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of X-Men, we got two of them right here.
Here they are. And these two are so well cast. I think they're
for
great.
sure, yeah.
I think they look great. I even like the costumes. Quicksilver, he could have probably had a better costume later, but I think she looks fantastic.
She's always in red, which is cool.
Gotta put the Scarlet Witch in red.
I love that Ultron put this little hood on,
Yes. This is such a great moment.
Little Doctor Doom moment there.
Yeah.
Just to keep keep the sun off his head just in case.
Right.
Same reason Megatron wore a poncho in
Exactly.
Transformers.
Exactly. Well, like Tony, he's one for dramatic entrances.
Of course.
And this is definitely
he's
a dramatic
all for
entrance.
the theatrics.
I love it. It's really good. It's a great design on Ultron. I really like his design. I think he looks fantastic. You can totally tell his emotions from his face. The CGI is just...
I think that if you're going
level.
to do this kind of an Ultron, this is a different kind of Ultron than is typical.
Mm-hmm. Less robotic.
Less robotic.
Yeah.
Definitely more personality, more jokey, more...
I love this moment.
Tony Stark is my father.
I love he can't think of the word children.
Yeah.
He's like, people make little
Smaller people?
Smaller people? What? Children! I lost the word there.
Yeah.
That's
very
a fun
very
thing.
I don't know if you've even seen The Office, but
Mhm.
Robert California is
No.
his character in The Office.
Okay.
He behaves very similarly
Does he?
to Ultron. It's kind of
Okay.
hilarious.
Interesting.
People have actually dubbed over his lines
Oh, really?
from Office into this.
Wow.
It's kind of hilarious.
Hmm.
But my favorite version of Ultron is from the next Avengers, the animated show or a movie.
Heroes of Tomorrow.
Heroes of Tomorrow.
2008 or 2000. Yeah, 2007. Maybe.
Yeah, something like that. It's terrific. It's all about the Avengers' children.
Yep.
Because Ultron was created and then killed all of the Avengers.
He's the only villain who's ever defeated all of the Avengers.
Yeah. He defeated them all.
He's the
And,
greatest foe.
Tony Stark, the sole well, not really the sole survivor, but I don't want to go into spoilers, but Tony Stark manages to rescue the kids of the Avengers
Yep.
and raises them in a helicarrier.
It's a great movie. You've
it's
got
terrific.
to seek it out. And
And
find
that
it.
version
It's
of
so good.
Ultron is very robotic and very kind of Vulcan, very logical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like that. I like that contrast to the Avengers, who are
Yeah.
all big personalities.
Yep.
Ultron is void of ego.
Right.
His sole purpose is to accomplish his mission, and nothing stops him, like the Terminator.
I like that her eyes sometimes go red.
Yeah, when she uses her
It's
powers.
a little... Well, even in that moment where she just gets angry.
Yeah.
They went red just very briefly.
Her powers are very emotion-based.
100%. Well, now, what do you think about the accent? Because, to me, their accents are spot
What happened
on
to
here.
yours?
Her accent, I think she was smart about this. A lot of people don't like this.
It gradually goes away.
Gradually goes away. Each movie, there's a little bit less.
Yeah.
And I think that's very smart.
It makes perfect sense. Especially because she grew up watching so many sitcoms.
Yes.
But you can tell this character watches a lot of sitcoms. This
Well, at this point in her life...
this deranged witch
At
woman
this point in her life,
clearly
she's
loved
not,
I Love Lucy.
she's not thinking about that. At this point in her
Shenanigans, like trouble, but not like scary trouble. More like funny trouble. I like that Cap still has his Captain America pants on.
Yep. But he just got the Under Armour.
Just took that shirt off, though.
Just like Winter Soldier. This is the Winter Soldier opening Winter Soldier scene costume.
Yeah, that's probably the same shirt from...
And there goes Baron von Strucker. We'll miss you, pal. Again, a big villain in the comics. But I love it when they do that, though. I don't care when they do that. I like it when they're like, we're going to bring Baron Strucker in for one scene.
When this version of this story has no place for that character, because Hydra's over,
yeah,
it makes sense.
It's a perfect utilization of the character, really. Because he doesn't need to be a main villain of a big Avengers movie.
No, not really.
Going through the S.H.I.E.L.D. files.
Can Thor even read?
It's a good question. He reads an Asgardian. He's just really flipping through these.
He's just throwing pieces of paper on the garbage randomly.
Is
there a picture? Is there a picture? He's looking for a picture. He's looking for a picture of it. I guarantee you. He can't read it. He doesn't spoke. See?
Yeah,
he's looking at the pictures of Claw. He's like, "What's this tattoo on his neck?"
You're right.
Literally. It's hilarious.
This is another aspect of this movie which
we should have gone to Wakanda.
Well, we go to the outskirts of Wakanda, don't we?
That is one of the biggest missed opportunities in this movie.
Well,
the
Wakanda,
blueprint for MCU Avengers movies is the Ultimate Avengers animated movies.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the first one is the Chitauri invasion, and we got to bring the Avengers together. And the second movie, we go to Wakanda.
Right.
And it's like, here we go, we're going to Wakanda, right? Yeah. Oh.
Salvage yard.
African
Coast. So it's like, we're kind of on the edge of Wakanda. But the thing about Wakanda is it's so hard to find. You can't find it unless they invite you in.
That's fine. Black Panther should have shown up to stop Claw and his, underground smuggling ring.
It would have been cool if Black Panther's in this.
That would be so cool. Yeah. Even if just Black Panther showed up and was like, what are you guys doing? You're stealing vibranium.
Right.
I got to get the vibranium back from Ultron.
And then he leaves.
Or he's with the team and he has to get the vibranium back from Ultron. That's his whole motivation.
Maybe. Yeah, that could have worked. But when you're already introducing...
I'm just saying, if he was introduced in Civil War, and it's like, okay, that's fine.
They kind of made that work.
But introduce him here and never have him take off the mask.
Yeah, that's true. I think that would have been really cool. I agree.
Awesome. I'd have loved that.
But the fact that we get the great Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw in this film, to me, is a win.
It's a big win.
He's so good in this role.
He's a terrific actor.
He's one of the best actors, honestly, working today.
Quicksilver is really fast.
He's so fast.
He's incredibly quick.
Yeah.
He manages to take all the bullets out, line them up, and dismantle the gun completely.
Yeah.
In like a second.
Right.
I'm going to be so a giant cuttlefish. I love the cuttlefish line.
Such a good moment.
His whole character is so cool.
Yeah.
Because he's very deranged and
his
silly,
look
but
is great.
He clearly knows that these guys aren't in charge.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is a chameleon.
Yeah, big time.
Like, if you don't know Andy Serkis, you don't know who this is. You know what I mean? Like, even if you know Andy Serkis,
this is
you don't
some
know
character.
This is a character.
I know. Still, every time I see his eyes, all I see is Gollum. Every time.
It is pretty amazing how Gollum is in there.
It is so him.
And Caesar. I mean, Caesar's totally.
Caesar
in there
to
too.
me is such a transformation.
Yeah.
I can't even see Caesar in
It
him.
is. His look, though, I mean, it is very much out of the comics. You know, the beard, no mustache,
Sure.
Um,
yeah.
the shaved
It doesn't have the
sides.
giant, antenna on his arm, but
Not yet. We'll
the
get there.
big satellite dish
We'll get
for a hand.
Right. I would love to
Interesting.
see what he was acting off of. Like James Spader's
Sure.
just there, just like.
I mean, if anyone's
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
acting to nothing, it's
Oh yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Well, no, that's the thing is though, because he's nothing in the movie. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but
That's the thing is, Andy Serkis is nothing.
he's the digital character.
Sure, usually, yeah. So I'm sure he knows exactly what
Right,
to do
right.
in that situation.
Right. But it's a reversal for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
You know,
That's pretty cool. But it's funny that he assumes that Ultron's one of Tony Stark's.
Yep.
That like Stark would want vibranium. I wonder if Tony Stark even knows about vibranium.
Oh, 100%. His dad created the shield.
That's true. You're right. I didn't even think about
They
it.
know exactly what it is.
Surprised he hasn't gone after that. Right.
That's
You'd think
interesting.
that when he had the palladium poisoning, he would be looking for any solution.
Yeah. This is a great moment. Using the telekinesis.
In my opinion, it should have been Black Panther to cut his arm off
Yeah.
to make their rivalry more important.
Yeah.
But no, it's a joke. It's just, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
He kicks him
It's
down
so
the stairs.
silly. To me, it could have been a very dramatic moment, but
Yeah.
it's just undercut with a joke.
They do that a lot. Don't know if
they
you've
do it.
noticed.
They do it so often that whenever something is genuinely trying to be dramatic,
Yeah.
it feels weird.
Yeah.
That I think is why a big part of why to me Black Widow and Bruce Banner's relationship is strange. Because every other dramatically serious relationship a character has is undercut with a joke.
Yeah.
And it's played for a fun banter. Whereas like when they're trying to be dramatically serious, it feels very out of place.
This is a good little scuffle, though, that we're about to see. I like the magnetism, you know.
Palpatine fingers.
Yeah.
I guess more Dooku fingers.
Yeah.
You can't really beat a robot. I mean, you can't really.
But
If
it's
it was
great.
if it was a real robot, you'd be dead
Yeah.
instantly.
But it's great that it's robots because you can just tear them apart. I mean,
oh yeah,
you can-
yeah. It's
like,
it's the Genndy Tartakovsky
yes,
rule.
Samurai Jack.
You can have as much violence as you want as long as it's robots.
Right.
Even if they look like aliens or people, if you say, "Oh, they're
Right.
robots," and there's
John
no blood,
Favreau
it's fine.
mentions that in Iron Man 2's commentary.
Really?
He's like, yeah, we watched these Genndy Tartakovsky animations.
No way.
Called Samurai Jack, and that's why we decided to make all the Hammer drones all robots, but no people in them, because then you can just tear them apart.
That's great. Great.
Learning from the best.
That-
This is a great gag.
I like that
That's a great
gag. I like
gag.
that because it makes us. It gives us the first hint of, oh, he's kind of like the other Avengers. Like he's curious about that too.
Yeah, right.
Like if they were friends, like they would actually be buddies.
Yes,
You could like, you can see how he could get along with the Avengers. you know?
exactly.
I think that's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, these are just lost and confused kids. You know,
Yeah, the rebels. They joined Hydra.
right? And they had good reason. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
Tony's
Tony
weapons,
killed their parents.
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
You think that would be enough reasoning for him to sign the Sokovia Accords, but no. Had to be some other random kid he's never met.
right. That was the last straw. You
That was the
so
last- yeah,
the
that was
straw
the
that
last
broke
straw,
the
yeah.
camel's back. I am mighty. I like that line.
like this scene.
This scene is cool. This is what Ragnarok should have been.
A big time. If,
You know?
If,
Could you imagine?
if people hadn't made so much fun of Dark World because it's a serious movie,
Yeah,
Ragnarok would have been this.
yeah,
Because of all of the core MCU characters that get their own movies,
Right.
Thor is the one who's taken the most seriously in the first two films.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, well,
That's a cool arrow.
Yeah. Shockwave arrow kills everyone in the room.
This is a good moment too.
Thanks for subverting that,
Yeah.
because we've already seen him.
Yep, we've already seen him mind controlled in Avengers 1. Did you guys see that?
Did you guys see
Came out
Avengers
in
1? Do you
2012.
remember when I got mind controlled in Avengers 1?
But that's the thing too about the MCU is you want the continuity. You
Sure.
want that there.
Yeah. You just
you
don't
can-
want to bog down.
You can overdo it though. You don't want to overdo it. This is cool. This is the Black Widow origin
Is this
film.
the best way to get these characters' origins?
100%.
Really?
This is why we should not have had a Black Widow movie. Because we already got it right here. This is all you need.
I don't think that
You get
Scarlet Witch
You know who that
Visions-
is? That's Julie Delpy.
Yeah.
From before trilogy.
Uh-huh. It's pretty amazing.
Great actress.
She's terrific. I
forgot she was
love
on
her. She's awesome. This should have been a Black Widow opening up to Bruce Banner about her past scene.
Maybe.
Instead of a Scarlet Witch hallucination,
Yeah.
I mean, have it be...
Well, they do that later.
Show us the backstory.
Yeah.
And have it be important to the characters.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they're seeing this stuff doesn't really matter very much, except to directly them. If they had been sharing with other characters about stuff like this, suddenly, it's
more for the audience.
more reason.
Yeah. Especially the Steve Peggy moment. I mean, that's totally for the audience.
Yeah. This is so
This
cool.
is setting up
I
Ragnarok.
love this.
Could you just look at this? If Ragnarok looked like this and had this creepy, weird vibe.
This is Dark World. It looks very Dark
It was
World.
very Dark World. Ben Davis might have shot Dark World. I wonder if he shot Dark World.
Interesting. Dark World looks amazing.
It does look good. Haley Atwell. Great character. Great actress.
I like that.
Idris Elba. The fact that they got Idris Elba back here
I
too.
know, it's pretty amazing.
Scene. It's cool. Look at those weirdos.
I
in
know,
the
so
background.
cool, creepy, and fun.
Ragnarok could have been the scariest Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, it probably should have been.
Yeah.
Whoa!
There he was.
We got a vision.
Had a vision of a vision.
Too bad this lady's not in the Black Widow movie.
I know.
She should have been the main antagonist.
Totally. She would have been
Would've-
way better than Ray Winstone
Oh,
as
no.
Drunk Russian Man.
As Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Creepy. This could have been a great horror movie too.
That's the thing is like Scarlet Witch. Like her whole thing is like she creates a horror movie in your mind.
You make the Black Widow movie and have it be a horror film.
Yeah.
Be
Horror
great.
thriller.
Yeah.
Political thriller.
Nope, couldn't do it.
I like this.
It's got to be an action comedy, otherwise
Yeah.
it won't make money. Apparently.
Keep that Marvel formula going, pal. These two are still flying around, messing with each other.
Someone really needs to make sure Bruce Banner. Why is he even here?
Yeah,
Why
get
is he
him outta
even
here.
here?
He's
Why did he
the-
come in the first
Well,
place?
they say they have this whole thing, which is interesting in this movie, and they talk about in the opening scene is he says, "I wasn't expecting a code green."
Yeah.
So apparently, like they bring him along in case they get into like really bad situation, and then they say, "Hey, we need you to turn into the Hulk now, and help us fight the bad guys because we can't take them on."
Now, you know what would have been
I'm
amazing?
assuming that's what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what would have been amazing is if we were seeing Hulk's vision.
Yeah. POV,
That's what I want to see.
POV shot.
Is Bruce Banner's Nightmare Scarlet Witch vision.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
What is he seeing? Probably Betty.
Yeah. They couldn't get Liv Tyler.
Probably Thunderbolt Ross, you know?
Couldn't get William Hurt
Liv
back.
Tyler. So sad. Sorry, we have to skip out on
That's
his,
the thing
we have
about
to skip out on his
if
characterization
it's
because the budget won't allow it.
If it's
Silly.
not animated, you have to cast roles.
I know, it's
and
so
you
annoying.
You can't have everything you want and everything you need. This is a great moment. I reach into the truck. That's a cool
So
shot.
brutal.
And we love Veronica. I mean, Veronica, again, for those who don't get the reference, it's Archie Comics.
Just call it Hulk.
Betty
Just call it Hulkbuster.
and Veronica are the two female characters.
Just call it Hulkbuster.
Yeah, they should have just called it Hulkbuster. I agree, but Veronica's kind of creative. It's something new.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
They wanted it to be a funny joke.
It's all about the jokes. Got to get those jokes in. Make sure that we're watching. Make sure you're laughing. Don't think about it. Just laugh at it.
Don't think too much. People don't want to think when they go to these movies. They go to escape.
It's a good thing all these cops were already here. I'm not sure what was going on, but
for the record, people should think when they watch movies. I was being sarcastic. You should not turn your brain off when you watch a film.
Yeah, you don't want to be dead for 90 minutes.
No.
Oh my goodness.
This poor lady, man.
This is one thing I actually appreciate about Joss Whedon's directorial decisions is...
I wasn't going to say his name, but it's fine.
Because of his Justice League mishaps.
Well, more than just that.
Yeah. I just like that we see so much of the people.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It's really smart. It's really smart to do that. The civilians should definitely be part of what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with something like this.
And it humanizes...
Where it's a part of the
situation,
world.
yeah. Which, like, when you slam someone against the concrete like that...
I love that.
You're causing so much collateral damage.
So good. The effects are on another level. Honestly, I don't think we've seen effects this good since in the MCU.
Really?
Really?
I don't know.
I don't think any of their films looks this good.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Really?
No.
I mean,
Guardians Volume 3 looks phenomenal.
It does.
It's one of the best looking MCU movies ever.
It does.
Eternals looks incredible.
Eternals looks great.
Civil War looks terrible.
I'm just saying Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. I don't know if any of those
like
look
the big
good.
Avengers movies. Yeah. Their justification, I think, for color grading these movies the way that they do is when you have a big red character and a big green character, they clash a lot, and if you color correct them like properly, it's very.
This is pretty colorful. I like the way this movie looks, especially this shot. These scenes in the daylight look really good. Right. It's pretty colorful. It is. I know what you mean, though. It is.
It just fights for attention.
Yeah.
So
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
they find workarounds.
Some of their other movies look really bad.
Yeah. Civil War, Endgame.
Civil War looks pretty bad.
I think
Endgame looks better.
Looks pretty bad.
Infinity War even looks better because they're in so many different locations.
These poor elevator patrons.
I know. This is a great moment, though. I love this when he slams them into it.
They're dead. They're dead instantly.
He catches it. And then he's like, get out, quick! And they're jumping out. And then Hulk's back. And then he's going down. Boom! This is such a comic book fight.
Yeah.
It's just so
good.
much fun to watch.
Comic book fights are really just like wrestling matches.
Yeah. This feels like that, though. This feels like they're really brawling, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
A lot of destruction. I love that into the glass. That's such
You know what's interesting is we've seen this movie so many times, so nothing's really funny now, but the humor doesn't last. It's great for theatrical viewing, but what I've experienced through most MCU movies is after the first laugh, when you watch it again, it's just not funny anymore.
Some of them. I think some of them still work.
I mean, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is funny because it's coded to be a comedy.
Yes.
But, like, these little quips and it's just not really funny.
Right.
It's just kind of like, okay. Because he doesn't take this seriously.
Yeah, you're not cracking up watching these movies all the way through or anything.
And I think it's more of a detriment to the character. Because it's like, do you not take this moment seriously?
Yeah. Well, Tony doesn't.
Like, people are dying. People are dying all around you. Like, we're seeing them die.
Right.
We're seeing collateral damage.
But what's interesting about that is, again, the way it's looking at all the movies they're built is kind of like they don't take anything very seriously in this movie. And then in Civil War, they have the repercussions, and they're going, oh, wait, we've been doing this all this time, and we haven't really been thinking about the collateral damage. And so, I mean, it kind of works.
Poor people. Scarred for life.
These are great shots of these people.
I know.
just
I'm telling you.
reacting. You know?
It's some of the best stuff in the movie, in my
Mhm.
opinion, is humanizing the
Yeah.
populace.
Right.
Something that...
It's world building. It's building out the world.
Yeah, it's something that the first
showing us.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie did
Yeah.
amazingly well.
This is also great. I love this. I love the aftermath. I love sitting with the team as they're like, they've just been
We lost. The bad guy got
kicked
away.
to the ground.
Hawkeye has the same costume from the first movie. I don't know why.
Why would he change? I mean, it's perfect.
They explain it very well in his show. Why he never changes his costume.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be a spy. No one's
Right.
supposed to know who I am.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. These are just great shots of again, the team. You're just sitting with these, it's just performances. It's not dialogue.
It's kind of an awkward shot.
It's, what? The banner shot?
That shot of Maria Hill.
Oh, yeah, that's awkward, for sure.
It's kind of clunky.
But all this, I think, is really good. Really like all this, just simple, quiet moments like this that you sit with the characters and just go, what just happened?
Taking us to the safe house.
Yep.
And then in my opinion, the real movie starts.
This is the best movie. This right here is the best MCU movie. Just started. This shot right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye's farm, Hawkeye's family.
Well, you don't even know it's his family. At this point, we
Right.
just think it's a safe house that we have in
correct.
the middle of the country somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a great inevitable reveal, you know.
Yes.
Because whenever you get these kids, it's like, lady,
Pregnant
okay.
Linda Cardellini.
She's pregnant, though? It's like, oh.
She's an agent of some kind.
She is, actually. She's a songbird, which is pretty cool.
Mockingbird,
I'm sorry.
Well, not according to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, there's multiple Mockingbirds.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
a
I
mantle.
guess it could be.
There's 2 Hawkeyes.
Yeah, good point. Multiple Black Widows.
Smaller agents.
This is good. This is good stuff. And then, of course, Nat knows, anti-Nat. And
I love that Cap is he just hates being lied to.
yeah.
So
he
even
really does.
though he has a nice wholesome family, Cap's just like,
well, and Cap
Natasha
wants
knew this
is
whole
what
time.
Cap wants.
Yeah.
He's a little jealous.
Sure. That's why. That's why he steps outside later.
Thor's just totally out of his element, so he just wants to get out of here as quickly as
Which
possible.
is, I think, funny. I think he
It's
should have
great.
stayed.
No, I think it's great that he leaves. He's like, I don't want anything to do with this. This is weird. just this moment right here. That's all you need. And he's like, I'm done. And he's also thinking about all of
Ragnarok.
this,
Yeah.
so he's not even here mentally. And this is where Thor goes off on a side quest to set up the next phase of the MCU. And we'll talk about it when we get there.
It's tough. It's tough to deal with a character like Thor because he's very powerful, and you don't really have anywhere clear to go with him in this story.
Right.
So
this is the Searchers shot, by the way.
it.
From the Searcher. John Ford's The Searchers.
Mm-hmm.
Framing him in the doorway.
Yeah.
This is my favorite scene in the film. This right here. She's checking him. She's going, "You're okay?"
Yeah.
And
I can
they're
tell.
talking about the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 normal people
Yeah.
talking about these superheroes.
Talking about his job.
Talking about his job.
Yeah.
It happens to be with these huge superheroes.
Yeah.
Saving the world every day. And they have this cute little couple conversation about Nat and Banner and how he doesn't see it. She's already picked up on it.
Yeah.
She's seen him for 2 seconds. He has no clue.
I agree.
This is such a husband-wife thing.
Yeah, I totally. I love this.
And then when they, move to talking about the twins and Ultron now,
Yeah.
it gets serious, and she starts talking about how
they're kids. They're somebody's kids.
Right. Exactly. And then she moves to the team and says, "This team, is it gonna work? Are you guys gonna work? Because these people are the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah, and they need someone like
and
you.
they need you
Yeah.
to ground them.
Right.
And that's scary.
For sure.
That's really scary for her.
Mm-hmm.
So this is again this scene. It honestly makes me tear up watching it because it's so so personal and it feels so real.
I totally agree.
It's brilliant. These two actors are fantastic.
Yeah,
the performances are great. It's very well shot. Perfect MCU moment for me right here.
Totally. Very, very good.
It's great. And then the moment it ends on is also a perfect button. I love buttons on scenes. When you can end a scene with a perfect little line or a little look or something.
I thought you were talking about the actual buttons on his shirt.
No. They kiss, and then she puts her hand on his stomach again.
Yeah.
And she says, "I can tell the difference."
Yeah.
That's such a great button on a scene.
Totally.
And then we switch, and we're out.
Yeah. Terrific sequence.
Great. Perfect. Now we're back to Helen Cho. And, again, a character that I like.
A character I don't like.
It's just, she's not developed. She doesn't feel like a character. She feels like a plot device.
Exactly.
But the actress I like, I think she could have been great. Because she has some great moments.
Just all you had to do is say that she's Betty.
But here's the moment I like.
Recast Betty.
They give her that moment in the opening where they invite her to the party and she says, no, I'm way too busy. And then she takes a pause and she goes, will Thor be there? It's just a great character moment. It's fun.
Funny joke.
And here we bring the scepter back.
See,
which is weird that robots can use the scepter. Is that weird to you?
Are they using it?
Yeah, they're mind controlling her to create vision.
Yeah.
That's a little weird to me.
Whatever.
That a robot can use a mind stone.
What's the stone? Yeah. Vision uses the mind stone. He's a robot.
He is the mind stone. It's different to me. I don't know.
The mind stone
I guess it works.
Like the mind stone is its own thing. Yeah. It can operate on its own.
True. But they're directing it to be used on someone. I don't know. It's a little weird to me, but I guess.
Speaking of a little weird,
it's fantasy.
Speaking of a little weird,
this is an awkward moment. Shirtless Harry Banner, opposite of Ed Norton's hairless Banner. Maybe why I relate to him a little more.
I actually really like Natasha opening up to Bruce Banner.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think
her Red Room past. I think it's pretty cool. Now, what I hate is that in the Black Widow movie, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, it's such a important thing to her.
Real gravitas to this scene. Real important, heavy, dramatic moment.
For sure.
And that's the thing I appreciate about this movie is it really does take so many quiet character moments.
And risks. This is a total risk of a relationship.
Hugely risky. I get why it doesn't work for some people, but for me, I kind of like it.
Now, I wish they had just committed to it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, just go all in and do it all the way to the end.
I agree.
And just let it play through.
Yeah.
Instead of having him go to Ragnarok.
Right.
And then just forgetting about it completely.
Right.
Like it never happened. It's a good scene, though. This is where we should have gotten her talking about... We should have got the flashbacks to the Red Room here. She's opening up to Bruce about her past, and we see her training. Sure. We see the montage with her voiceover.
Yeah, that could have been more effective, I think. And you could have done a few...
We would have felt her emotions, I think, more.
What do you think if they had done that, and then he opens up about his past, and you see flashbacks to Ed Norton's movie?
The deleted scene where he puts a gun in his mouth?
No, but they CG Mark Ruffalo's face on Ed Norton's body.
That would be terrible. That is a Spider-Man No Way Home situation there.
If this movie had been made today, they would have done it.
Literally taking footage from other movies.
They would have done it. If this movie was made today, they would have done it.
Poor Natasha.
And people misunderstand the dialogue.
What's important here is this is about how Natasha feels.
Yeah.
This is about her feelings and how this is impacting her personally.
Yeah.
This isn't a general statement she's making.
Yes.
It's all about both of their personal feelings.
It's about her being an assassin. It's about her killing hundreds of people.
Her being raised
to
murder people secretly and lie about everything in her life.
Yes. This is, again, another sowing the seeds of civil war, but this, I think, is done effectively. I think this scene is actually another really good character scene where two characters have opposing ideologies, and they're, kind of clashing about it.
Yeah. Now, what's weird to me, and I hate bringing in other movies to, like my trouble watching Winter Soldier is, because of this movie and because of so many other movies that affect Winter Soldier.
On its own, Winter Soldier's good.
Exactly. So I like judging movies based solely on themselves, but movies like these are so connected and rely so much on each other.
Right.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
But what I think is kind of weird is in Civil War, Tony's like, my dad used to talk about you all the time. He would mention every day that he knew Captain America.
Yeah, I hate you. So
and it's
I always hated you.
Why isn't he mentioning that here?
Yeah.
Why isn't that always been...
Well, I think it's buried. I think it's one of those things that's kind of under the surface. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
it's kind of awkward to talk about that with someone. You know what I mean?
Well, they talked before about how...
Briefly.
I knew your dad. I only knew him when he was young and single.
In Avengers 1, they briefly mentioned it.
Oh no, it's Nick Fury.
Fury's back, baby.
Now he's not dead, even though I believe he should have died in
Barnyard Fury.
I don't know how he has his eye patch back because he burnt it in Winter Soldier.
He's got backups all over the world. He's got a backup suit hidden in this barn. He's got a leather jacket and an eye patch in every barn in America.
This is such a sadness to me. Such a big, big misstep.
Yeah.
So
I agree. You really don't.
Such
need
a waste.
Fury. You don't need Fury at all.
Such a waste. So. Have Tony have this conversation with anyone else.
Yeah.
With Thor. Where's Thor?
Right. With Hawkeye. Just go inside with Hawkeye and talk to him about this. Hawkeye should have been in the barn.
Yeah, working on his bow.
And he goes, Tony, we got to talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
And Tony opens up and drops all this on him.
That'd be great. I understand. But Fury, I understand he has history with Fury.
Yes, he does.
He's in Iron Man 2. He was in Iron Man 1.
Fury, in many ways, is Tony's father figure. Now.
Sure.
Since Iron Man 1.
I guess.
So, I don't mind it as much as you, I don't think, but
the reason it bothers me so much is because of Winter Soldier.
Right.
Winter Soldier says, we're done with Nick Fury, we're done with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
That era has passed.
Yeah.
Now it's time to move on.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Donald Blake.
Thor hoodie.
And Eric Selvig.
So, you gotta watch the gag reel, because
way.
When Selvig's coming down these steps, he's talking to the student.
Yeah.
And he says, all kinds of silly,
that's hilarious,
inappropriate stuff to the student. It is so funny.
I wish they kept some of that in.
It would have been great.
Right along in line with Selvig's character.
Yeah, 100%. I like this dinner scene. It's like one of those fun, family get-together scenes.
It's still weird that Nick Fury's here and Thor's not. So
weird. I agree. I would have rather Thor been here.
So weird.
But it's a fun conversation. They're kind of figuring out what their next step is, where they're going to go from here. And I like seeing the Avengers in a house.
Hawkeye with the darts is pretty good.
It's not a big tower with tech, it's just Hawkeye's kitchen.
Messy dishes all over the place.
Messy dishes everywhere.
Sink is full.
Dartboards.
Somebody do those dishes, please.
Beads hanging.
These people, what would have been fun is Hawkeye said, great, awesome, I have a bunch of farm work for you guys to do.
Well, they were cutting wood,
Yeah, they're cutting wood. You could have had, Thor, use his hammer to build a fence or something.
Yeah. A lot of great opportunities for comedy they didn't take. They decided to go another route with the quips. Yeah. They're like the witty one-liners.
Like those quips.
Visual gags, I prefer.
Yeah, like Thor hammering a post.
Yeah. All the way into the ground.
Yeah, that would have been a visual gag. That would have been kind of funny. Almost like a Clark Kent Smallville.
Yes, exactly what I was picturing. Great. Great conversation scenes that are... I like... As long as the conversation scene is also well shot. You get the geography. You get the
Bruce Banner,
good lighting.
Infinite confusion of
I know.
piece of child's art.
I know. Well, it's funny.
It's symbolic, really.
Yes.
Of a butterfly.
It's Ultron. He's cocooning right now. He's going to become something greater. It's good. I like it. I like those little things, little touches like that. Vision being created as we speak before our eyes. Paul Bettany becoming a live action character.
I just don't like the Mind Stone. I don't like the Mind Stone here at all.
No?
The Mind Stone was our Avengers Assemble MacGuffin. Okay?
No, that was the Space Stone. The Tesseract.
But the Mind Stone was there too.
Well, they were both there, but we didn't know it.
And it did exactly the same thing here.
I don't mind it. I think it's fine. I actually like the way they integrated.
Mind it?
They don't.
You don't mind the Mind Stone?
I think they integrated.
We're gonna start a civil war.
Infinity Stones pretty well.
Well, if you want to start a civil war with me, yeah.
It's the last time we team up, Tony, before our civil war.
Don't worry, I'll be back in the third act.
I'll be back in the third act with a helicarrier, as if S.H.I.E.L.D. never fell.
Ugh. Disgusting.
I'm glad we got this moment. Because he basically tells her right here, I'm retiring. This is, after I save the world this time, I'm done.
I'm going to recruit 2 more kids and get out.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to
replace
myself.
Yeah, you got 2 new hirees, and I'm out. Until I'm back again and again and again.
Well, when he's back, here's the thing.
I know.
Renner's talked about this.
Oh, here it is. We got to talk about this.
Oh, no.
We got to talk about this.
Do we have to?
So, this is my favorite scene in the movie. I'm kidding.
Let me mention this first. Renner talked about how in Civil War, the reason he comes back is because he owed Scarlet Witch for her brother saving his life. So that's why he came to rescue her.
Okay.
So it works for me.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, let's talk about the Thor tub vision machine.
Hot tub time machine.
Man, what a mess.
We'll be cutting back to it intermittently, but I don't know where this infinite server room is.
It just showed you.
Some soundstage somewhere?
No, this is a green screen completely. Total green screen.
Green screen. What?
Yeah.
What?
Bizarre.
Whatever.
So Thor's in the waters of, Dormammu or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Because he wants to have this vision again.
I don't know. I thought this was a Scarlet Witch vision.
He wants to know why he had this vision.
I thought Scarlet Witch gave him this vision, and that's how he saw it. There's got to be a more interesting way of doing this. There's got to be. This is just so straightforward. Like, we're going to have him sit in a place and deliver exposition. Exposition will be delivered directly to him. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty interesting. The whole Thor hot tub situation.
Oh, yeah. It's a mess. Honestly, if you cut that out of the movie, I think the movie's 10 times better.
A little hyperbolic, but okay. I get it. I'm a big fan of superhero costumes. I think superhero costumes are cool.
Yeah, they are.
Wanda and Pietro basically don't get any superhero costumes this movie. They're just in street clothes the whole time.
But that's okay. Do, but it's not,
well,
they're not great.
At the very, very end, Wanda gets one. But, yeah, the street clothes the whole time. It's fine.
Again,
This is the perfect chance to give them super suits.
Right, yeah, right here. You want to ground it, but you don't want it to be too grounded. You don't want to be too silly. You don't
Grounding Wanda's powers more into like the Mind Stone and less into magic.
Right.
Because this had Doctor Strange come out at this point?
No. This is a year before that.
Okay, so we didn't really have very much magic stuff other than Thor.
Yeah.
So. Makes sense.
Right.
She can overwrite the Mind Stone's powers? My powers come from the Mind Stone. Dead. Instantly dead.
Yep.
Pity. Pity. What a great character she was. Too bad we'll never see her again. She died instantly. Clank. Sound design's really good in this.
Sound design is great. The score is good too.
Yeah.
Shot on
I don't like.
location a
I
lot.
don't like this suit for Captain America personally.
It's a little over designed. But it makes sense because it's Tony designing all these things. You know, again, it's like, what would Tony do with his suit?
I don't know. I think Tony's a better designer than that. He
Maybe
designed the first Iron Man suit.
Maybe it was Steve that designed it.
Hey. Now, if it was Steve, it would look like a cartoon. Got some ideas about the uniform. Need more lines. It seems. Ooh.
So this is a cool sequence where, you know, we're having to chase the bad guys. One of those chase scenes. We get a lot of these in movies. But the way they utilize each Avenger is cool. Because you got, you know, Hawkeye piloting the Quinjet.
Like every great chase scene, first you establish the geography of where things and people are in relation to each other. There's the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get to the bus. Here's Captain America in relation to the bus.
Mm-hmm. Jumping on the bus.
Now he's on the bus. Okay.
Now Ultron knows he's on the bus. You know, it's like each shot tells
it's
a story.
relatively simple things, but knowing where things are and what we're cutting to helps the action to flow a lot easier. So we're not just quickly cutting randomly.
Right.
That was a really cool shot under the door.
Uh-huh.
It was cool. What is what was that?
He repelled him. He used the magnet against him. Because he can repel the shield.
Since when is he Magneto?
He just used that earlier. You didn't see I said there's this magnet power. He magnetized Iron Man against the wall.
This isn't Magnetron. This is Ultron. Lost his shield forever. It's gone.
Oh, there it goes.
Pity.
He does use the shield a little.
Now I really like this.
Liberally.
I really like this climbing on the outside of the bus fight.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Raiders.
Oh, sure.
But with superpowers.
Dropping her out onto the street on the motorcycle. Great moment.
The always picking up after you boys line, I really like.
I do too. There it is. She grabs it. This is really cool. Hawkeye as a pilot.
He's the eye in the sky. Like putting the shield on the hood of the motorcycle is kind of cool.
Very cool. Very iconic.
Ooh, that was a bad shot.
Cap did that in the first Avenger, first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's got a shield back.
That's right.
Oh, see, he used it again.
But it's not magnetism.
You're right. It's like telekinesis.
It's telekinesis.
You can pick up anything.
Yeah. It's convenienesis.
It's anti-gravity ability. It's like he's like Graviton.
Graviton would have been a great villain for the MCU Avengers. He was the season 1 villain for Earth's Mightiest Heroes show.
Yep. This is an awkward moment too. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of awkward.
What?
It's like he's on the skidding car, and then he jumps back on the thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Defies physics in every way.
But like Spider-Man says, he does not obey the laws of physics.
We really need to put countermeasures on this jet plane.
Yeah. Other than just spinning, that's a good trick.
So I think Korea, what?
Yeah, South Korea.
South Korea, okay.
Mm-hmm. Seoul.
I guess they just like, okay.
It's pretty cool that he tackled him into a train. I think that's awesome.
I'm glad that we will get this awesome Pietro saving people from the train crash scene.
Very cool.
That's going to be great when it eventually happens.
Yeah. Black Widow, the first Avenger to meet Vision. This is cool. I like what these Ultron bots do. They get under this truck.
Yeah.
And then as it's going towards the police barricade, they open their mouths. And
well, their
there it
faces
is.
become repulsive engines.
And they just lift the trailer right off the truck. The truck crashes.
That looks like a practical effect.
100% is. 100% is.
That's pretty.
That's a practical effect,
That
too.
looks real. That's pretty amazing.
I'm telling you, the effects in this are on another level.
Those distant shots are really good.
They are.
Just like Budapest all over again.
Yep.
We need to get more like references to their references to like their past would be cool. There's nothing like stopping a runaway train. It's the most. It may be the most superhero thing you can ever do.
100%. Spider-Man did it. Mr. Incredible did it.
Mrs. Incredible did it too. Or Elastigirl.
That's right.
Stopped a runaway train. That's a great shot.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm in a train.
Yeah. I like that.
If you have the package, get out of here, dude.
Yeah. He's too worried about that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's very
Your
human.
personal
thing to
feelings
do.
are getting in the way. There it is. Man, this super speed's pretty great. Obviously,
Here's what I love
X-Men.
about it. They don't do slow-mo usually.
Sure.
Like, there's a couple
Sure.
moments, but like this whole
Yeah.
sequence, they don't do any slow-mo on him
Yeah,
saving some, like that,
Right,
like
right,
this.
right. Yeah,
See, that's so cool.
it's pretty
I
quick.
love that.
Yeah.
I love seeing how it would actually look.
And the effect,
Like that. See that? Like
The
these
effect
quick
is
little...
really interesting because it's almost like the frame. He's showing up in split frames.
Yeah.
Like the camera itself can't actually record him
Yes.
going that fast.
It's a blur.
It's
just
very
a little,
cool.
like trail.
Like he shows up, but in like still frames. It's
Yeah.
very, very hard to explain, but very
Mhm.
cool.
It's great. It's unique. You know. It's not
The
anything
only
we've
super
seen
speed
before.
in the MCU that I like more than this is McCreary's.
McCreary's
McCreary's super speed in Eternals
She
is
looks great.
like the best ever.
For sure.
I like that more than Flash's super speed. I like this more than Flash's super speed too.
Do you?
I do. In the Flash movie.
Oh yes, I was thinking about
And Snyder's
Zack
Justice League. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It is pretty great.
It's like
It's
everything,
the most
everything
slow-mo.
freezes.
It's the most slow mo.
Yeah, everything just freezes basically.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then that scene where he
The hot
uses
dog.
the Speed Force.
Saves the hot dog. Put it in the
Hot
pocket.
dog was a great one. Okay, so here's where we have this is the pre-Civil War. That's what I call it. So you have Tony,
The Uncivil War.
Hawkeye, and Banner on one team, saying, "Hey, let's go ahead and create Vision."
I don't know. Is Hawkeye all for that?
Well, I guess he's not for. He's there.
He's there.
He's with them. And then in a moment, we're gonna have Cap come in and be like, "Nah, let's not do that."
We need to kill machines because technology is evil.
Right.
Says the man from a time when electricity barely existed.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
even
there's some
see
good
this
lines here. Good lines.
The lighting. The lighting is great.
Yeah, the blue from
I love the blue
pod.
with the orange.
Pretty cool. That teal and orange. Gotta have that
Yeah.
teal and orange.
It's a big one.
That makes those faces pop.
Uh-huh.
Put it on the box art cover. Could have done with something more than this shot reverse shot for what feels like an hour.
You're right though about the lines. Is they're talking about how we just did this.
Yeah.
This is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Tony's like, no, this is the only way to do it. Jarvis is still alive. We can put him inside this body, and
I'm
it'll be
gonna look.
fine.
I'm caught in a time loop.
Yeah.
Well, not yet, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You will be.
Yeah. You're gonna do some time. You're gonna help someone time travel one day. You can believe it.
As a giant CGI version of yourself.
Time heist with Ant-Man.
Ugh.
They don't even know who Ant-Man is at this point.
Why not have Scott Lang Ant-Man show up? That'd been funny.
He hasn't had his origin story yet.
Dang.
You could have Hank show up. I
Yeah,
guess.
Hank. Well, Hank hates
Hank
stars.
hates the star. He would never show up here.
My pitch for Age of Ultron was you have Ant-Man take place before this.
Yeah.
And you have Hank Pym be basically the main villain.
Michael Douglas, criminally underused in the MCU.
For sure. You got the guy.
I mean, he should have been in all these.
He designs Ultron because he hates Tony Stark and doesn't
Yes.
trust the Avengers.
Yes. Would have been great. Again, we need to write these things, you know. They don't get it.
Well, it's easy for us because we live in hindsight
Yeah.
of all of this.
With the benefit of hindsight.
In the moment, all of this, it's a miracle any of this is as good as it is.
Oh, I agree completely. Oh, these movies should not have been this good. The people involved, they really like the source material. They really do. They really care about the characters. To me,
I wish it looked more different.
Yeah, I agree. I was just about to say that. He looks too similar to
If
what
it
we
was
just saw.
in the comics, he has a gold version.
Yes.
That would have
Should
been awesome.
the gold version.
If it was all gold.
100%.
That would have been cool.
Yep.
But it's vibranium, so it can't be gold because vibranium's not
Paint it
gold.
gold. I mean, is that difficult for
You
Ultron?
can paint it gold.
Is that really
Throw a
difficult
little
for
hot rod
Ultron?
red in there.
Yeah, it's a very Iron Man thing to do.
Yeah, the comic version of Ultimate Ultron is he's got 6 eyes. He's all gold.
Right. Yeah, the bigger mouth.
It's a very cool-
they
very
could've
cool
given
design.
him the antennas, bigger antennas or something. I don't know. It just
Hopefully they'll bring that back in Vision Quest.
yes. Vision Quest needs to do a full redesign on Ultron.
No, they'll bring him back exactly the same.
Probably will.
Everything will be exactly the same.
He might be gold though. They might change that.
Pity.
Okay, here they are. Here's the Civil War
They're
team.
part of the team now, by the
Yep.
way.
And Scarlet Witch is on Team Cap in Civil War.
What?
This is a little dark for Banner.
She not in your head? Maybe we should kill her.
Yeah.
Well, she did control Hulk and make him kill
Yeah,
millions.
that's a good point. It's a good
Made him
point.
kill lots of people.
She's done some pretty bad things, and she took Nat, so
It's true.
I guess it makes sense for him to be pretty angry. Love that moment. Love that moment. So good. He just has no clue. You didn't see that coming.
Pretty
How the
great.
tables have turned.
Yeah, because of course, from their perspective, Cap's probably compromised, or they have no reason to trust Pietro or Wanda at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't just see them help him save South Korea.
Yeah, and try and kill Ultron.
Yep. Here comes Thor. He's back in the story now. Back in the A plot.
Don't worry, I'm caught up and know exactly what to do.
The hot tub I was in told me
You should have
exactly
just
what I need
been
to do
here.
now.
You should have just been here.
I know. So silly.
Pity.
Great. What a great introduction to this character.
Yeah.
I love the smoke coming off of him. Look at that. That looks crazy.
He's been in cryo. Come with me if you want to live. It's a robot. It's a naked robot. It's like Terminator.
Naked robot man.
I need your cape, your hammer, and your shield.
It would have been great if it was Arnold voicing him. Come with me now! We've got to destroy
I
Ultron!
need your cape, your hammer, and your ability to fly.
Interesting how you see his costume form right here. It's like you blink and you miss it. You don't really see it happen.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of interesting how they did that. Very subtle.
Why did he walk backwards? I guess to slow himself
Because
down.
he can.
Maybe to slow himself down.
Maybe. I like. It's cool too that he looks at Thor. He's like, "Oh, thanks for giving birth to me, essentially."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to honor you by creating a cape of my own." That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's fine.
I mean, if you want him to look like he looks in the comics in any way. The fact that they brought Vision in to the second Avengers movie, it's like, we're going to bring in the three weirdest characters. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Vision.
Yeah. To me, yeah.
It's bizarre, but
it would have been...
It's kind of cool how they made it work.
It would have been interesting if Vision was with Ultron. Because I'm trying to include Black Panther in this movie. Yeah. And I think that having Wanda and Pietro here with Black Panther would make it way too crowded.
Yeah. It's already pretty crowded.
I know.
Because you want to give each character at least a moment. And you want to give each
Except for Thor. Cut him out. Cut his moments out.
100%.
Because no one cares about Thor.
He really shouldn't even be in the movie.
Apparently.
To be honest.
Yeah, why is he here?
It's so awkward that he's here.
He's here to get Loki's scepter, I guess?
Yeah. After he got Loki's scepter, he should have left. He shouldn't have left it in the hands of Tony. None of this would have happened.
I mean, he didn't wait in the first Avengers movie. He's like, oh, I'll wait until you guys interrogate Loki and then I'll take him back.
Right. It's true.
We can party.
Thor just likes being on Earth, I think. That's what we've come to.
If Jane was here, I would understand why.
Yeah, true.
No Jane, I'm out. See ya.
Right.
And then, Love and Thunder undoes this, even, by saying, oh, they were always a couple the whole time.
Right. Well, he says they were a couple. She's just doing research.
Yeah, they're together right off screen.
Right, exactly. This is an interesting setup for the finale, where we're going, okay, so we got Vision here now. He's saying we need to go do this
A little bit
thing.
too much time, I think, is spent on, what do we do now? And someone, has to explain what to do.
Yeah.
Ooh, the theater erupts and goes crazy.
Theater erupts. It's so interesting that this hammer has become such an iconic thing.
Yeah, what's the point?
It's amazing. Well, I like it because to me it is a thing of showing you who's worthy. It's like if someone lifts this hammer, this is a big deal. This is and it's not because it makes them more powerful. It's because the character
it tells you something
has
about
developed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess the takeaway would be that he's trustworthy because here's Friday.
Friday's End.
Sad.
You know who plays Friday? Great actress.
Really?
Great actress.
Who is it?
Did you ever watch Banshees of Inisherin?
Oh yeah, sure.
The main lady,
Really?
Carrie Condon, is Friday.
That's funny.
Great Irish
She's
actress.
Terrific.
She's so good.
Yeah. To me, it's like I didn't even just have a backup of Jarvis. What's even the point of having all these alternate AIs?
I know. It's kind of weird.
I guess then you'd have two Paul Bettany voices. It'd be kind of confusing.
It would be. That's why they cast his wife, Jennifer Connelly, as Karen in Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man's AI suit.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a whole other conversation.
What a terrible idea that was.
Yeah. Although, it did do one thing that was cool, which is essentially give us thought bubbles for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just think there's a better way to do that.
I agree.
Than give him an AI companion. I agree. Just have him narrate. It's fine. Spider-Man narrates in the first Spider-Man movies.
No narrating.
Narration is okay.
It is okay. If it's utilized well.
Narration is a fundamental part of cinema. Narration has always been a part of movies.
Sure.
Speaking over moving images has always been getting us in the head of a character, the internal monologue. You don't need an arbitrary excuse to have a character explain their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Teenagers talk to themselves all the time.
True. So, Banner's rescuing Nat now, and he's got a gun. It's the first time we ever see him use a gun, like ever.
Well,
Last time we ever see him.
none
use
of
a
these
gun.
characters have no killing rules. None of them have no gun rules. None of them have rules really at all. They're all just people with no secret identities and unlimited power. Which is why Thunderbolt Ross is really right in the Sokovia Accords. These are just private citizens who have unlimited power and no supervision.
I just don't think government's the way to do it. I mean, they're just practicing their Second Amendment rights, really, when you think about it.
It's true. It just gets a little fuzzy when people have the ability to blow up.
Yeah, and
Planets.
they're going into other countries and doing it, which is a little strange.
Yeah. I mean, the arc reactor is basically a nuclear bomb.
Right.
If he wanted to, Tony could blow up the whole planet.
Yeah.
There's got to be such a massive legal battle after all these Avengers movies for these characters.
Well, especially Tony, because he created this AI that almost annihilated the world. I mean, imagine
It
if...
literally killed thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of people. I mean, the aftermath of this is
What are the
obvious.
repercussions of this for...
What is the public... I mean, the public image of the Avengers...
Yeah.
That's why I love that opening scene in Sokovia. Or whatever
Yes,
snow place they're in.
yes.
They all hate Tony Stark.
Right.
Because, he's responsible for killing a lot of people.
Right.
But it's okay because he wears a big suit.
Fights bad guys with his metal suit.
Yeah. As long as he thinks they're bad guys.
This is a cool thing, too, that going back to
Digital
this...
cyber battle.
Yeah.
This is what hacking looks like.
But it's got a physical element to it now as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that Chris Hemsworth just literally threw the hammer off screen.
Where
just
was that?
For that scene. Back in the tub machine, top tub time machine, it looked like. I don't know.
That was weird.
It was in some cave somewhere. The Sokovian Caves of Wonder.
Thor, get out of your cave. I need your help.
Sorry guys, I was just going for another bath.
Thor, if you weren't in your cave, we probably could have stopped Ultron.
Oh, he's down there. I see.
He's got to stop the big drill from
Yep. From drilling the
lifting the
city out
city into space and
Yeah.
slamming it down. And okay.
a lot of biblical allusions here. Ultron mentions Noah's Ark and
Sure.
Um,
But at a certain point, you just kind of stop caring about the scale of things. You know what I mean?
once it gets too big, yeah.
Like the big gray smoke clouds and debris.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's just like, okay.
I think it works because we are still seeing shots of human beings running around every once in a while, reacting to this.
But to me, it's like you show us.
Like this.
I just don't know if movies are made for this. I really don't.
Yeah.
To me, you have Yakatomi Plaza Center.
Yeah.
You have a building, one building,
Yeah.
and that one building is under siege. And you have
Right.
all of these people in the building. You don't meet every character, but
Mhm.
you understand the stakes. They're
Yep.
real. They're relatable and
Right.
understandable.
Yep.
Here you have hundreds of buildings
Yeah.
that are being lifted into the sky and destroyed.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like there's no connection here
Right.
at all. No matter how many times you cut away to a civilian screaming and how many people you put in a bathtub, there's no
Yeah.
real weight in what's going on.
Mm-hmm. But I appreciate them for trying to create these comic book, insane, fantastical ideas on screen. I think that's cool. I think that's cool that they try to do that stuff. And I think they do enough here character-wise. This is ridiculous that she's riding horseback doing this, but
He should have just grappled her and held her.
yeah, he should be cradling her like a baby.
Like Hulk does.
Yeah.
Like he's...
And she just gets up and she's fine. They keep it character focused enough for me that it works.
Unnecessary.
Like, that's a cool image.
I mean, it's a cool image, but what does it mean?
It means destruction for the planet.
Okay.
If they don't succeed.
But there's no personal stakes. There are no personal stakes.
Well, again, I think stuff like this helps.
Okay, Tony, you spent 30 minutes trying to save this one family. What about the other 500 people in this building?
You can't save them all. Save one person. Just like Batman says, save one person.
I don't like that Batman line. If you can, save everyone.
Of course. That's what they're trying to do. A little difficult with the robots.
Yeah, there's not much
trying
Captain
to kill
America
you.
and Hawkeye can do to stop a building from collapsing.
He can shoot about 20 arrows.
Yeah, I got about 20 of them.
About 20.
He's doubled his quiver size since Avengers. I had 11. I've got like 20 now. Massive Tony Stark upgrades.
Yeah.
See, they try and pick like a civilian to follow for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't stick. It doesn't last the whole sequence. It's such a chaotic war zone. I guess that's kind of the point.
Yeah. Yeah, they want you to feel like this is overwhelming, it's unstoppable, they'll never get out of this. This is my second favorite scene in the film. Another Hawkeye scene. Favorite Avenger. Because this is another moment where it goes back to, okay, we're just people in a crazy situation. Doesn't make any sense. You know?
Yeah, you've got to treat Wanda in this situation as like she's a kid.
Yeah, that's what he says. He says, I can't sit here and babysit.
Yeah.
So you either have to grow up and come out and fight, or stay here and all of a sudden
she
your brother
looks like
after.
she's, in her 30s, but
Well,
you've got to
yes.
just pretend like she's 16, to make it work.
Well, 20, 18. Again, it's these moments to me that help make these movies work. Moments like this.
Because this is great because it's exactly what she's been looking for the whole movie.
Yes.
Is a cause to rally behind.
Oh, now he's got a few arrows.
Oh, he's got the
That's a cool thing.
Men in Tights arrow.
Yeah. And we never see him use it. I love that. He just goes out the door. You don't see what it does.
That's completely impractical. That arrow would never fly.
100%.
It's way too heavy. Oh, he can lift a car? Oh, okay.
Oh. He can lift a bumper.
They died. Pity.
Thor's going after him.
There's people in the other car too, but whatever.
Couldn't like it. Oh, he throws her. I forgot about that.
She would have died so
that
fast.
Was ridiculous.
Her arm would just...
Why didn't he just fly up with her?
She would have been like turned to liquid. Thrown at that force.
Oh, he was going to get another car, maybe? That's a cool moment.
Yeah.
Uses the magnet in a cool way.
Yeah.
He went to get that car. Okay.
Skip the cutaway joke though. Cut that out.
Yeah, the line does not work at all.
So many of those one-liner quips just
they fall really flat.
out of character and awkward.
Totally out of character for
That
Cap
was so
to say
cool.
that.
It's such a good shot.
Amazing shot. That shield, following the shield. Cool explosions. I like explosions.
Yeah, but an explosion at this point means nothing.
No, yeah.
Because the whole city's in the sky.
Right.
Explosions are cool when they're important.
Yeah. That was a meaningless explosion. Great moment.
It's a great walking out of door.
Witch moment. Rips him in half. I love that.
Not nearly as good as the Aragorn walking through door shot, but that's still pretty good.
It's up there for me. It's up there with Aragorn. Aragorn's still the king of walking through doors, though, for sure. No doubt about it. King of Gondor and king of walking
King
through
of
doors.
Gondors.
Yep.
You really had to do that?
Great.
You really had to put his whole body into that?
Why not?
He's a super soldier. I guess it is a robot, but still.
See, this is a comedy moment that works. You know, he wants to
Yeah,
take out
'cause
Quicksilver.
Hawkeye's a dad.
And he's running. He's trying to catch up. You know, he's just kind of talking to himself. Again, a character talking to himself that doesn't feel awkward or out of place. It just works. You can do this. This is okay.
And it doesn't completely diminish the stakes.
Nah, not at all.
Of the sequence.
It's just a character beat.
These poor cops.
Oh, that was cool. I didn't notice how he's running with her and she slows down. A bit of foreshadowing here with the bullets.
To be fair, he did walk into a police station and shoot
He
everything.
can get hurt by bullets. In case you were wondering.
Kinda.
Some people think all superheroes are bulletproof.
Well, I'm pretty sure Natasha's bulletproof. Pretty sure.
No, she's just
She's been shot many times.
very evasive.
She was shot directly through the stomach
That's true.
by Winter Soldier.
That's
you
true.
know,
Sniper
the
rifle.
assassin.
Yeah,
And survived, so
good point.
I'm pretty sure she's bulletproof. The Red Room taught her how to be bulletproof.
Yes. We learned many things there.
I'll teach you how to be bulletproof. Bullets will never harm you. You can ride on the back of Hulk and never have a scratch. It's pretty useful skills. You think she would pass those on to S.H.I.E.L.D.
100%. Need to teach the rest of the Avengers how to do that.
Should have at least taught Quicksilver.
Yep.
That's an awkward green screen shot. I don't know why it's even green screen.
Is it?
I think it's clearly green screen.
That, I mean, Cap's is. Hers probably.
Hers, I think, definitely is.
Probably is.
Boo! Worst moment ever. Not this emotional "we're gonna die" scene, but
Yeah.
this helicarrier moment.
Yeah.
Boo! I hate this.
It's basically a retcon of Winter Soldier.
This is maybe like as far as my complaints for the MCU goes.
Yeah.
This moment is one of my least favorite moments in the entire MCU.
It's a retcon for Winter Soldier, right? Because of course Shield fell and all that. It's also what's called the Deus Machina. In writing, it's when you just basically have. I mean, you could say they set it up with Fury earlier, I guess, but it's when something comes out of nowhere and saves everyone at the end of the film.
It's the guy from Winter Soldier.
This guy?
Yeah.
I don't. Oh yeah. Man, I totally didn't put that together.
Yeah,
ever.
we know Winter Soldier exists. We're just ignoring it.
Right.
That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
So this is Shield, huh?
This is what Shield's supposed to be.
I guess it's Shield.
They've Shield's back, guys. Shield's back.
That's right.
After one movie.
So you know what? The Cap should be furious. He should be mad.
Yeah.
Like after all of this falls through and everyone's saved.
Here's what it should have been.
He should punch
Here's what it should have
Fury
been
right
here.
in the face.
It should have been this.
War Machine
Yes.
and the U.S.
It should
military.
have just been War Machine.
War Machine and the military.
Sure. Yeah.
Because War Machine's a military agent.
You could have a squadron of
Ross.
jets
Guess
and
what?
all.
Hey, Betty called in her dad, Ross.
Ross could have been cool.
And he brought in the military.
How much better would that have been?
So much
to set
better.
up Civil War.
So much better.
Oh man, it totally should have been Ross.
Infinitely better.
I never thought about Ross.
Ross
being there.
saves Sokovia and he becomes president.
Ross and Rhodey.
Yes.
And Rhodey's like, guys, we
Totally.
gotta sign these accords
Totally.
real quick. That should have been the post-credit scene of this, which should have
that would've
been
so much better.
Should have been Ross and Rhodey going, hey guys, we got some papers we need you to sign.
Dang
and
it.
they all just look at each other, and then it cuts. And then we set up Civil War right there. Again,
Massive.
when they reboot the MCU, we'll be there, right?
It'll be exactly the same except for this. This is the only thing that'll change. They'll reboot it. It'll be the same actors, the same shots,
same actors,
same footage even.
They'll all be 90,
They'll
but
be
de-aged.
Digitally, it'll be a fully animated film.
It'll be all AI. It'll look live action, but it won't be.
That's right. AI actors.
Yeah. It'll be John Wayne as Captain America, Jimmy Stewart as Hawkeye,
Clint Eastwood will be Iron Man.
Clint Eastwood.
He's actually 90.
He actually already is. Good little Thor Vision moment, you know. Again, taking a second to quip isn't bad if you have two characters like that.
I think that was bad, personally.
It was okay. It was okay.
Because,
again,
I just feel like they don't care about the stakes.
Yeah, the stakes, though,
when they're joking the whole time.
Yeah, I get it. They need to cut some of the jokes out.
But they're joking the whole time.
I think if it's too many serious moments, though, it starts to become
perilous. It becomes perilous. We care.
Yeah, but
we become nervous.
Remember,
that our heroes won't win. But think for a second about RRR. They never in the middle of a fight start cracking jokes.
Sure.
Every time you land a punch, you wince because the stakes are increased every time.
But again, this is a comic book movie.
I mean, RRR is basically a comic book.
Kind of, yeah.
Every movie after RRR should be RRR. Because it's the perfect movie.
If all movies were the same, the world would be very boring.
I guess. Unless it's RRR.
Even if they were all
RRR is pretty exciting. I can't imagine that ever being boring.
It is, but if every movie were that, it wouldn't work. Just like if every movie were this, it wouldn't work.
If every movie were this, I would just give up.
Get out. Retire. Now this is a great moment. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you did. This scene is so awesome.
It's great, yeah.
It is crazy that they captured this on screen. It's just
it's
stunning.
the superhero splash page of action.
Starting right here, when they go slow-mo, he rips it out, and then this one right here is a all-time comic book movie moment. It's a panel come to life in a way that what I like about it is
in a way that someone just
can't.
spliced iPhone footage in there for a second.
Right, the sideways shot. In a way that comics can't, right? It's like how do we take this
there's so much
medium
motion
and bring it to life?
Kinetic energy.
It's so energetic. And yet it's not too chaotic. You know what I mean? It's just it balances it well. And then the laser blast moment. This is another classic comic book thing. All the heroes use their lasers against the villain. And I like how he melts away, kind of. Pretty cool looking.
It's very cool.
And then Hulk with his sucker punch. It's just fantastic.
What a waste of Ultron. That's the saddest.
That should have been the title.
A waste of Ultron. Boom. You're looking for this?
I love War Machine in this.
Yeah, he's great. Appropriately
Boom,
used War Machine.
I like...
Where's Falcon, though?
I didn't say you could go anywhere.
Falcon should be here.
Okay, what? Yeah, I agree. Falcon should have been
another flyer.
Should have been his wingman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Well, his last wingman died, so... I don't know.
Right, Riley.
About that. I thought you said you were a pilot. I never said a pilot. Love the 12 minutes older than you line.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
We looked that up the other night. Apparently, that's very accurate.
Oh yeah,
most twins are born under 15 minutes apart.
Yeah. It's a very, very sibling thing to say.
Yeah.
Man, they're still letting these people get grief. Yeah. It's been like an hour.
Saying about remodeling his house.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
You know,
I mean, it works to me because they're close friends.
They're so close. And
they've
been in so many situations like this.
Yeah, they've been through a lot of stuff like this.
Budapest, you know?
Budapest.
Budapest.
Hey, make sure that Ultron's dead. I see a blue ion.
I know.
Better shoot that again.
How do you think they're going to bring him back? Is he going to be dead and he's just a vision that Vision has? Like he's in his mind?
Oh, Ultron
still
never
or
died.
something?
Ultron never died. Ultron never died.
That's what I think. I think there's still an Ultron bot out there.
You can't kill Ultron.
That's what I'm saying.
It's literally impossible.
He's in the internet. I like going back to this kid and his mom, who we went to a couple times throughout the
Franklin, you got
city.
this. Save this kid. That's all you got to do.
This is a good moment. I like Iron Man's laser. You know, he's used that in every movie, I think, since Iron Man 2. When that was first introduced.
Yeah, it was
laser.
disposable. I think this one's reusable.
Yeah.
Rechargeable.
Mm-hmm.
You think if you can do that, I can have a laser that can cut through anything.
Yeah.
Just make that girl suit.
He just walks through things.
Man, if Black Widow died there, that'd be really crazy.
Yeah. I like the Pinocchio
No one
connection.
dies.
The Pinocchio connection is really, really good.
You like it?
I love it. You know what I rewatched the other day? The teaser trailer for this movie.
Yeah. Teaser's pretty good.
It's one of the best teaser trailers for any Marvel movie I've ever seen. It's got that song playing all the way through it. Yeah. Super. The trailer is so scary and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the movie was scarier and creepier.
Pity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. People, again, they have a
really
hard
too
time with
bad.
this. I love this. Because, first of all, it does make sense. People say it doesn't make sense. It makes sense. What he did was he moved Hawkeye and the kid out of the way.
Yeah.
He didn't like try to run in front of them. He moved them.
Yeah.
People don't get that, I think, sometimes.
I mean, he's dead. That's fine.
He's dead. Someone needed to die here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean...
My biggest problem is it's a character we just met.
Yeah, I get it.
If we had lost Natasha, or if we had lost,
I mean, everyone thought it was going to be Hawkeye.
someone big, like Betty
Everyone thought it was
or
gonna be
whatever,
Hawkeye.
I don't know. Jane dies, or... because she's not in any other movies after
Right.
this.
Well,
Ever.
Unfortunately, she
ever,
is in one.
Ever.
unfortunately.
She never came back.
She's in one.
But just do that. Do something where we're like, wow,
Yeah,
this really mattered that I watched this.
right. This is a good moment, too. I like the shot following him all the way into the train. And then this moment with Hawkeye.
Yeah, where he just
And
lays
he's
down
just... He's so beaten. He's bleeding.
Didn't catch all those bullets.
He's just done. And then he lays down kind of in a similar position as Pietro. That juxtaposition. Because these two have had this rivalry, right? This whole movie.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and he's a kid.
He's a kid.
He
He's
saved
just-
a kid.
he's just a
He saved a
you
kid,
know?
but he lost the kid.
Right.
It's great emotional stakes for Hawkeye.
For Hawkeye.
This is really his movie.
100%. 100%. I've always looked at this. This is why I think it's so good. Because it's my favorite Avengers, best film.
Now, does Ultron really have a heart?
No, it's metaphorical.
That's a heart, dude. It's got
It's like his power source.
chambers
I don't
and
know.
it's got
It's poetic.
black blood
poetic.
like Samurai Jack.
I know. I like it. I think it's a great moment for her. It's where she really becomes a Scarlet Witch, in my opinion.
Whew.
Man, he barely made that.
It's a good shot.
Yes. All this is so
Now, Tony,
crazy.
what are you trying to do?
I love it when he uses the...
Arc reactor.
Yeah.
To me, the arc reactor, that should be his, like, end all be all, final last resort.
Yeah. That's what this is.
move.
That's what this is.
Because it should literally take away
That's how they meet.
his life support. Like, there's a chance he dies every
Yeah.
time he uses the arc reactor.
Mm-hmm.
We have to blow up the city. Harry, you're just in time to see my device I developed to blow up the city.
I think Iron Man should have fell into the water, powerless, and Thor should have had to come and grab him. But instead, they have him fly through the debris, and then Thor falls in the water. Which is an odd choice. But
You mean you want Thor to do something? Not in this movie.
Yeah. Not anything other than set up Phase 3.
Now, Hulk fingers are so big.
Yeah. To hit a button, he hits like 5 buttons at once.
He destroys the entire control panel. Is this the beginning of Banner Hulk?
Well, this is the beginning of Hulk. This is the
Hulk
beginning of
Hulk.
Hulk taking over.
Yeah.
He's in the Banner's in the trunk. You know, as he explains in Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's true.
Banner's in the trunk. Hulk has the keys, and he's at the wheel right now, and will be through Thor Ragnarok. Coming in.
There's one of
2
the
years.
many surviving Ultron bots.
Yep.
Many surviving.
Many. No, this is the last one, according to Vision, which I guess Vision
Well,
would
we
know.
saw one, and we saw like the remnants of one at least somewhere.
Yeah, but remember that whole city just blew up, so all those are decimated. They've been disintegrated to nothing.
I guess.
And I think Vision would know if there was another one out there. I mean, I would think he would know that. Pretty smart guy.
Not if it is Vision.
Oh, so you think the new Vision
I don't know.
is Ultron? That would be a cool twist.
At least it'd actually be robotic.
He would be robotic. Good little conversation here, and I like that it's in the woods. You know, 2 robots in the woods. That's a cool.
Yeah, I like.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I like.
With the sun.
I like Vision's whole philosophy. Humans are odd. They think order and chaos are somehow opposites.
Yep. It's a good
Um,
little speech.
Yeah. It's cool.
Mention of grace. Mention of naivete. Was born yesterday. Great line, great moment. Then just blow him up. The Mind Stone. Although, we don't see it happen.
He's dead.
We don't see it happen.
So Vision,
Maybe he didn't destroy that one. Maybe he let it go.
Diagram Wimpy Kid reference. That kid was reading Diagram Wimpy Kid.
Was he really?
Yeah, what?
He just blew up a tree next to him and said, "Get out of here. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Because you're my dad."
I guess. I mean, I guess
Why
that's
not?
what happened.
Why not?
If it's going to be the same actor as Ultron again, I guess. Kind of has to be.
I don't know.
I like the Hawkeye show a lot.
The Hawkeye Show's the best show. Best MCU show. Smallville's the best show.
Yeah.
Period.
Period. Cut and dry. You want in, you get in. You want out, you get out. Oh, Maria.
The Avengers facility, you know,
Selvig.
we don't really explore this place a ton.
We should have.
We see it a little bit, like 2 rooms in Civil War, and then we see a little bit more in Endgame.
Not much.
I guess we see it briefly in Ant-Man
This
as well.
is supposed to be the Avengers campus. This is what the Disney park is based on.
Right.
This should be like where all the happenings are going on.
Yeah.
I don't know why Fury's here. I don't know why he still are in these movies. Winter Soldier. I'm telling you, Winter Soldier is such a good ending for Fury.
I know.
It's amazing.
I agree. He becomes exposition man throughout the rest of this franchise, essentially.
He
has no character arc
yeah.
from here on out.
That's true.
He's just there to explain things.
Even in Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
The closest thing I think that they come to developing him is Captain Marvel.
Right, but that's a
prequel.
That's a prequel.
Yeah.
He should only be in prequels. Really. De-aged Sam Jackson in prequels to the MCU. That would have been great. That would have been a great do a Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. prequel show. That's what that Secret Invasion show should have been.
They did. It's called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nick Fury was only in one episode.
This is interesting banter. The elevator.
Yeah, the whole elevator hammer thing. They're still debating, which is
It's
fun.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's just jokes like that. They just don't have very much longevity
No.
because they're not rooted in. They're not really rooted in humor. It's kind of a meta joke,
Yeah, almost.
like an audience joke,
Right.
a joke for us.
Yeah, it's something that the fans would talk about. Like, what if you put the hammer in an elevator? What would happen? And is the elevator worthy or not? It's like something that
So,
comic book fans talk about. And that's why, you know, the writer of this is a comic book fan, so
Sure.
he writes that stuff into it. And there goes Thor off to his
Now, hang
third
on.
adventure.
Can Thor summon the Bifrost with Mjolnir? Is
Yep.
that what just happened?
Looks like it.
That breaks all
No,
continuity.
he called Heimdall,
Of course. He had to call him, though.
and he didn't actually call Heimdall.
in theory, Stormbreaker could even summon the Bifrost. Mjolnir can also do that. No,
His
it's not
self-driving
Mjolnir. It's
car.
not Mjolnir.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that futuristic technology that will never exist.
Right. What do you think about the hair? Everyone's hair.
Cap's hair has always been terrible.
I agree. I think it looks best in Avengers 1. Because it looks like just 1940s Cap. Like
Sure.
his first movie. Obviously, it looks good there, too.
It pretty much always looks bad. I think it looks bad.
Winter
even-
Soldier
even
looks
then.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. Winter Soldier looks terrible. His hair is so
I
bad in
think
that
this
movie.
is worse, though.
I don't know. This is pretty bad.
Nat's hair is terrible, too. Thor's isn't bad in this. It's
I
kind
don't
of
really mind
similar
Nat's hair. I think Black Widow's hair is fine. I mean, I prefer like super long hair for Black Widow, but
Yes. Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 is so good. Perfect looking Black Widow.
Thor's looks good. Tony's always looks good.
So are you an Avenger now?
So this is the new Avengers.
There's Falcon. Where have you been?
We
the
never
whole time,
see her
dude?
in this suit again, which is tragedy.
I know, it's
because
such
it looks
a cool
awesome.
suit. She trades it in for civilian clothes
Yep.
in Civil War.
War Machine too. War Machine's suit in this is awesome.
Just have him say it. Just have him say the line. He should have just said it. He should have said it in the first movie.
I agree. Saving it for Endgame, making us
Yeah,
wait.
so it's
that
a moment.
So that we shout at the screen, which we did.
Yeah. I've had enough of cheer moments. I'm more interested now in moments that serve the story that is.
You want cry moments.
Cry, yeah.
Cry
that's
moments
exactly
now.
that's exactly right. I'd rather cry than cheer at a movie.
Something that's good. Tears last.
That's right.
You feel them.
Yeah.
You taste them. They're salty.
I mean, laughing can last. For Guardians of the Galaxy, laughing
Oh,
lasts.
sure. But that movie has tears too, man.
I know. That's why it's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I like those marble statues. It's kind of cool.
It is a cool thing. It's kind of strange, but it's cool.
I don't know whose idea it was, but
I don't know either.
it's pretty neat.
Probably Tony's.
Because, you know, I mean, real person idea.
Oh,
Um,
Robert Downey Jr. then. I want a marble statue.
I like it because superheroes. And people, this is a little piece of trivia.
Yeah.
The reason comic book superheroes have white eyes is because Greek mythological figures
Right.
have white eyes.
Mhm.
So when your mask covers your face, you have white eyes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think, an interesting homage to mythological figures.
100%. These are our
Marvel.
modern day Greek myths.
Yeah.
You know, the comic book genre has really taken hold here in America
Pretty cool.
and across the world. And yeah, this is definitely what that's meant to invoke. Those kind of mythological figures of antiquity.
I feel like Feige has that actual marble statue.
Oh,
in his
100%.
room.
Oh, 100%. It's on his shelf.
Actually owns
in his,
it.
in his office. And then we get our setup again.
For what? What is this?
The Mad Titan.
I have no idea what this is.
Never seen this?
Never seen it. Never stay after the credits.
Yeah, this is quite a moment.
Infinity War. Wait, is this the
Now, people, again, say this makes no sense, which I've never understood. Why doesn't this make sense?
Well,
Why
was it
does this not
was-
make sense?
Was the gauntlet just forged?
Yes!
Is that the Forge?
Yes.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
Why isn't it?
Even if it's not, it can just be some storage room he's keeping it in.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. I've never understood why people say that doesn't make sense. Makes perfect sense.
It's literally just a white room. It could be anywhere.
Yes, absolutely. It could be him on, Nidavellir. It could be him in his bathroom. It could be.
It's probably his bathroom.
I mean, he's got a gauntlet. The point is,
hey,
he's got a gauntlet.
When you got a gauntlet, you gotta go.
He's gonna go get some.
When you gotta go, you gotta
put in the gauntlet. So what are your thoughts on this? Rewatching this?
Honestly,
how long has it been since you've watched this?
It's been a while.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's been a good bit.
Okay,
but I've seen it many times.
Oh sure.
I'm not crazy about it.
Not crazy about it.
Not crazy about it.
Okay.
I think it has redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
But I think the bad far outweighs the good.
Really? Okay, I'm on the opposite side.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I so connect with Hawkeye. He's my favorite character.
I think Hawkeye is great. Again, I think he's the best part of this movie.
This movie, it's his movie. From beginning to end, it's his movie, in my opinion. And what they give him is so great. And the way they develop him is so great. I don't think any of the other characters have as good development as he has. But I think they are all developed in some way. Some shape or form.
Yeah.
They're all developed
in the way that has already been done in their own movies.
Correct. This movie works better as a sequel to The Avengers.
Correct.
Than a sequel to Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
The problem is, all those movies happened between Avengers and Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So...
Which is why when I rewatch the MCU, if ever I rewatch it,
yeah,
I watch it in trilogies.
Iron Man trilogy.
Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. Cap 1, 2, and 3. Thor 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then Avengers 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And 4, yes. And Guardians, of course. Has a trilogy.
Of course. Shout out Guardians.
Great.
Yeah. It's, look, building a cinematic universe, not an easy task.
No.
Especially when you're not really sure, is it going to work? For that first phase, it was all very experimental. Each director was kind of doing his own thing. They were kind of having these little tie-ins, little Easter eggs, little cameos. And then phase 2, it's the biggest thing in the world and everyone's clamoring for it. And so you're going, okay, we got to make an Iron Man 3. We got to make a Cap 2, a Thor 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to make another Avengers movie, of course. So, yeah, look, it's no easy task. It's no small undertaking.
Yeah.
And I think they really do a good job, again, with the characters, with the plot, with the action, with the effects,
mm-hmm.
with the cinematography. Cinematography is huge for me.
Sure.
If cinematography is great in a movie, I really, I wouldn't say give it a pass, but it's a major step up for me if the cinematography is great.
I'd say that there's some trimming that could be done here.
There's definitely editing problems.
Yeah, I think it's way too...
the edit is not great.
Yeah.
The subplot with Thor needs to be dropped. There's little moments, there's little lines that can be cut out.
Really, I think it's script problems.
It's script. 100% the script. The script, they needed some other writer to come in and say, okay, let's cut some of this down.
This.
Yep, let's refine it. Let's do another draft.
Make it more economical.
Streamline it.
Combine characters. Mm-hmm. Bring back existing characters.
Yep.
Don't create a new character unless it's necessary.
Yep, exactly.
It's necessary that we would create Ultron.
Uh-huh.
It's necessary we create Vision.
Yes.
And Wanda and Pietro.
Yep.
That's already a lot of new characters.
Yep, exactly.
Everyone else, unless it's totally necessary that they're there.
Right.
Should be someone we've seen before or who can already fill that role.
Exactly. Yep, I agree. So, like I said, has problems. I think the good outweighs the bad. I have fun watching this. I really enjoy watching it.
This isn't a movie I would ever watch by myself.
Really?
I would watch this with a group of people, but
okay.
I would never sit down and say, I want to watch Age of Ultron. Ever.
Okay.
Yeah. It's too long.
See, if I ever do a Avengers rewatch, I skip one and go to this. I go to this, then
Okay.
Infinity War, then Endgame.
Interesting.
And it's not that I hate Avengers 1 or anything.
Yeah.
It's just I have many more problems with it than I have with this.
Okay.
Personally.
I think Tom Hiddleston's a more interesting villain than this version of Ultron.
I don't know. I like Tom Hiddleston. He's great.
He's better in Dark World.
He's better in Dark World. He's better in Thor 1.
Yeah.
Way better in Thor 1.
That's true.
I think Ultron is really compelling and interesting. And I really like James Spader's performance.
Okay.
So, I'm ecstatic to see him come back. I hope they utilize him very well in his next appearance.
If what Marvel What If is any indication of what they can do with Ultron,
Infinity Ultron.
I'm all for it.
Yep.
This is one of the best episodes of What If.
Yep.
Ultron's great. He's probably my favorite Avengers villain.
He's fantastic. And like we said, watch Next Avengers. Heroes
sure.
of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Because that is like ultimate vision. Or ultimate Ultron.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ultimate vision of
And
Ultron.
there is a great vision in that as well.
There's a great vision in that. You're right. This movie does a lot. It has a lot going on. And the fact that it has so much going on and I can follow it is pretty impressive. You know what I mean?
I just feel tired.
Yeah,
I feel
it's a
tired
lot.
when it's over.
Yes, I agree. It
So
does feel like I
exhausting.
just had a big
Whoa,
experience.
Danny Elfman did the score?
He helped. Brian Tyler did the score.
Oh
They
my
they
goodness.
co-composers.
That's pretty cool.
Of course, using Alan Silvestri's famous Avengers theme.
Right.
But that's it, folks.
That's it. Is there another post-credit scene?
Nope.
There's not?
Nope. Just the mid-credits on this
Wow,
one.
Okay.
That's all they did.
That's all, folks.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I want to get people's reaction to this, especially, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of this film next year.
That's right.
And so, let us know what you think.
What did
in
you
hindsight. And we'll see you guys on the next commentary, right here on The Real World.